relevant. That is not the
Yeah.
movie I'm trying to make. That is
William
not-
Goldman had a great
No
line
one's
about
concerned
how,
that Ben just has arms that he's just
oh, that's
flailing
just
about.
a normal thing.
Just normal Ben stuff.
No.
That's an AI artifact.
I think I also just read a lot of research recently on feedback, and I was like, oh, yeah, most feedback is just about the person that's writing it.
It's like the playtesting feedback is always like people are good at identifying problems,
Yeah.
but not solutions. So listen
Oh,
to
yeah.
what people say about that, but don't listen to anything about like, oh, you should do this instead. Like, because they.
Yeah, I like to keep that in mind too, where I'm like, you probably did something probably is wrong there. You're right.
I've had that where like the first screenplay I wrote, and one friend of mine gave me a lot of feedback, and I luckily had the presence of mind to read his feedback and go like, this movie is not for you. That's what I mean. If you want me to write a whole different movie that's for you, my movie is not for you. You are not my audience.
There's a William Goldman line about how the problem with screenwriting is that everyone knows the alphabet, so everybody thinks they can correct you on how to write screenplays.
Yeah.
Whereas nobody knows what an f-stop is, so the DP isn't getting given any grief.
Yeah, try being a communication researcher.
Oh no! Oh no!
I communicate every day, so I know.
I know how to
do it.
talk. Yeah.
No, you do not. Yeah.
The fact that we are having this conversation in this way already tells us that.
Yeah.
Well, that's like one of the biggest assets and problems with like one of my bands is like there's 5 of us that are all decades-long professionals. We're all, we're all peers. We're all on the same level. We have the same amount of experience, the same amount of wisdom. Occasionally, you might have different opinions on things, and it's just hard when like nobody here is wrong or right, but we have to pick a way to go, and I'm the captain of the ship. So we're going this way because that's the. I don't. It's not that I don't value your input. I do, and I recognize your wisdom as a professional.
And I'm disregarding it.
But there's like
presence.
There's a time for consensus building, and then a time for like, okay, this is literally due. We need to make a decision. And I've been struggling with that lately too, because I'm like, oh, horizontal leadership, and then I'm like, but actually, someone needs to fucking do this.
Well, just sometimes there's multiple ways of doing things, and none of them are right or wrong, and so you have to pick one of them. And I'm like, it's not that I don't value your input, but like we can only go one of these ways.
Yeah.
Lindsay and I sometimes talk about hierarchy aversion, where this group that's like nobody's in charge will then have a lot of trouble coming.
Oh my god! I saw a face.
Decision.
The face of a child.
Are we saying that Ben's Zoom feed is haunted?
No, there's no such thing.
Saw legs and arms, and then a head.
Okay.
Something wrong, Mark?
Just open 6 documents. Merge all into one. There we go.
But then, like, the problem back to the band thing that I've run into before is you do have to be careful because occasionally you get people feeling like devalued or like, well, I kind of just felt like you don't care about my opinion. And I'm like, no, I do care about your opinion.
We're just not doing it.
but I also have an opinion, and they're
not
not always going to line up.
I catch myself sometimes when I'm in groups like that same way where I'm like, oh, you don't want to hear my thoughts. And I'm like, well, like the meeting is going to end in 3 minutes. Like,
I mean, technically,
maybe I should shut the fuck up.
And no, you're right. Cause I recognize a lot of times that my reactions, I'm like, that's based on my insecurities. Because I realize that like I interpret it as, well, you are acting like you've got more experience and knowledge than me, and I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, okay, that's not necessarily what's happening here. That's me reading it as feeling imposter syndrome, and you don't think I know what I'm doing, do you?
Yeah, that's usually what it ends up being for me. I'm getting better at it. Funny.
bursts out Gale for some reason, looking over the rolls that we had at the end of
Oh, by the way, I picked a new move. Is what I
Oh
did for my
yeah.
advancement.
What's your new move?
It's tough. There's so much good stuff. I took the one, and I'll just read it. Let me get over to the page. Remember how to do things. Load. Scroll. I picked a spellbinding tale. When you recite a story
Oh.
that is wildly unbelievable in order to charm a side character, roll with presence. If you
This
succeed,
is custom made for
yeah.
he.
Obviously, if you succeed, then they fall for your charm and they'll aid you in a task or reveal a clue. And on a 10 plus, they won't ask for anything in return. And on a 12
Yeah.
plus, the keeper will tell you an aspect of your story that is now
Ooh.
true in the world.
Oh,
Yikes.
no.
Dangerous.
This sounds like can't lose.
I like that. I get to pick which part is
It's
true.
an infinite monkey's paw.
Yeah, you need to make these stories very short.
And everything was fine. Everything was fine except for this.
I thought I
Make
made
them
that
like
up.
you would make them like you would a wish for with a genie.
And Hugh has a new move, right?
Yeah, as it is written, you can alter reality by writing about it.
Nice.
When you write about a side character or location while at your altar, mark ink and then tell the keeper a single detail about your subject that is now true. The keeper will incorporate this new reality in whole or in part.
Excellent.
Welcome to our show. We have 2 reality benders,
Yeah.
an electric guy, and a goth person.
My new move is brand recognition. The sign of the saint is so commonplace that no one questions the methods or purpose of anyone bearing her insignia.
Fuck, man.
Once per session, you can enter any location without drawing suspicion or being
Nice.
questioned about your activities.
I feel like the moves are all actually, and if you analyze them, pretty balanced. But there's like just part of my brain that like when I see a move, there was 2 things. Like I saw one move that was like that. There was like once per session. I was like, oh, only once per session. But then I'm like, that's actually not that bad when you think about it. How many moves do we do in a session? And then the other one was I have a move. I didn't take it, but one of my moves is anytime somebody else is going to mark a mask of prophecy, I can check a box and inspire you, and you don't take that mask. But there's only 3 you can only use that 3 times.
Oh yeah.
And then the move is gone.
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
like,
I have one
"Oh."
that I can keep y'all from dying. But
Yeah. What was the maiden embrace there? What does that do?
Oh, I speak to corpses
Oh yeah.
and the dying.
I was like, I don't want a finite move that disappears after 3 uses.
Pretty good finite
Well,
move.
I was gonna say, I think a lot of these characters are also pretty finite.
Well, but that's the other thing. Like
Especially
that
the way
move-
we're playing them.
that move prevents you from having to use a mask of prophecy. But I'm like, yeah, but then again, it's kind of might be fun if we use up our masks of prophecy too.
Burn out the characters, come
Yeah.
back as new characters.
Yeah.
What would be funny is since there's only a limited amount of characters, if we all did it, there would have to be some overlap. Like there's a new Watcher in the wings.
Oops,
And a
all
new-
watchers.
All watchers.
Let's put on a festival again.
1, 2, 3.
Oops, all Watchers.
4.
That's an improv troupe, right?
Oh,
Improv
man, yeah.
marathon. Here we come.
I think we got enough to cover everyone at least once. So
Oh yeah.
Especially if we do the Oops All Watchers stretch.
Yeah, especially we do that.
Yeah. And
Bottle
there's a couple
session.
new ones. There's the Relentless Rider. They're like a Pony Express courier type. Only you choose your you start off with a vehicle, which is there's a trek with 6 boxes that has horse on one side and motorcycle on the other side, and you
Okay.
start on one side or the other. You pick what your thing is, but then the boxes you check, each box you check towards the other side turns your mount more into the other one until
Interesting.
when you mark the last one, it's just like this twisted amalgamation of horse and motorcycle, and you're done.
Yay.
It's great.
Perfect.
Horsey cycle.
And then there's
Horsey cycle.
Hippocycle.
which one? Oh, the beast that stalks in the long grass. We probably don't want to use that one.
Fair.
But yeah, it's good.
Now I want
Good
to.
times.
I know, right? As soon as he says that, it's like, I know what I'm coming back as.
Another
That might be
butter in the wings.
that might be difficult with our safety tools.
Oh, is that the issue?
Yeah, it's all about hunting and
Right.
etc.
Just do a lot of off-screen stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
right.
lot of
I'm
off-screen
back
stuff.
now, covered in blood. Nothing's wrong.
Everything's
Only
great.
the
Everything's
most
cool.
I'll be
Nothing's
back,
wrong.
guys. Don't ask me what I'm going to do.
I've got a clue now.
I
just
was
wipe it
going
off.
ski shooting.
I've got a clue and a skull, and that's all you need to know.
So actually, that's more than we need to know.
We don't
You could have stopped at the clue part. That would have been.
Just-
For future reference, I know this is done, but constructive criticism.
Let me, while we're here, review our assignments that we have. We have only 2 current assignments. We'll be getting another one
Oh,
in
that's
short
right.
order.
We solved a thing.
We
Yeah.
solved
Oh,
a thing.
yeah.
Right now we have the Dusk
No, we
Mother.
don't have 2 places to move between.
We have
Let's
the
have to go
Dusk
back and
Mother.
forth.
You discovered where the angel's nest was located. It's under the skeleton's house in the basement. 2 open questions. There's a complexity 4. How is the angel bound to the skeleton family? That will let you resolve the assignment by weakening, driving away, or destroying the angel. Or there's a complexity 6. What purpose drives the angel? And that lets you resolve the assignment by freeing the angel and showing it something else it can protect. And that gives you a new move, the Dusk Mother's Embrace. You've got 4 clues. 2 have been used for that one. And your newer one is the floating market. Your questions are: what illegal product presents the most serious danger to the public? And that lets you unlock the other questions. The other questions are complexity 4. How can the product be neutralized? And that's destroying or severing any divine influence. Or complexity 6. How can the custodians take advantage of the opportunities the market presents? Resolve it by negotiating an exclusive arrangement with a product vendor. That gets you another move as well. Or no, it can let you return to the floating market, triggering the journey phase to pursue unique opportunities.
I got something that angel can
yeah.
protect. These nuts.
Whoa, that is
Whoa.
probably something
Whoa.
that you do not want to happen.
Okay, let me write it into
Definitely
the
don't
ink
want that.
So
Yeah.
that is the thing that is true about the
Do
world.
not let that thing be the true thing.
Because that is that has claws. You don't want that.
Too late, already inked.
You spoke it into reality.
And we are on our way from the town outside of Glottage, where we resolved our last thing, the roots,
And
and
did we get a
traveling.
move from that?
You did. The new move is in the collapsed one there. It is special move, Mark of the Quickening. When you write a prayer mark to invoke the cycles of birth and decay within living matter, describe what the mark looks like, and then your next associated roll made with vitality.
Which
Oh, great.
all of us love making vitality rolls.
No one
That's our
has.
thing. That's pretty much, we're all beef heads.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Meat heads?
Beef heads. I
I
like
love
that
beef
better.
heads. That's
That
better.
shows what meatheads we are, that we call ourselves beef heads.
Beef head is a different god. That's
Yeah.
We're very specific. We're not chicken heads. We're not pork heads.
Beef.
Beef heads.
Um,
100 pure American beef up here.
Did you
Love
decide that you are
exercising.
going to the floating market or the Dusk Mother next?
Yes.
I know that one of you has an opinion about it, but what does everyone else think?
I'm going to keep walking to the White Gull
it's,
River.
it's gonna be a long walk.
I mean, we have not yet at all checked out the market, so I feel like we
Yeah.
should at least scope it.
Yeah, we love new places.
I
Because
know,
journeying,
I'm
and
in a position
also
right now where
not to
it's okay.
metagame, but when we
There's
don't
the
touch
timer.
things, bad things happen.
I
Yeah.
was about to say, like, I want to use my ink tool at some point, but I can't think of a useful small thing to change about the Dusk Mother location or characters yet.
Mm.
And I might spot something I can mess with in.
A new door that we can go in. That's not the one you tried to go in.
Oh God.
Oh, right.
I mean, well, now Zeph can just walk right into the processing plant.
Oh,
true.
fuck. Yeah.
And I could also make up a wildly implausible story that they might believe. We have new
Literally,
tools.
the Dusk Mother is protecting.
I do like the idea,
No.
I walk in with like a little, a little ID. It's like, yeah, I just need to check the electrics. And you're like, and also, shut up, just shut up.
Cut to
What you don't know.
The reason being, my father was a being of pure electricity. This is unnecessary. We're already in.
Rin,
Let me
Rin's
finish
in the
my story.
background talking to the cow corpses. So, what are your dreams?
And by the way, the one thing the Dusk Mother should protect. No, please don't say the words.
So we're gonna do a journey scene as you're traveling out from Glottage there. You come across you drive past a brand new line of fiber optic cable being installed as part of the ever expanding network out of Central Glottage. As everyone knows, such endeavors require a deep investment in regional sacrifices. Parked along the side of the road is a line of cargo trucks bearing the prayer marks of both the Maiden of the Caged Sun and one of her more recent descendants, the Wire-Bitten Child. Massive coils of cable and stacks of freshly painted telephone poles await their ritual installation. Workers in dark goggles and spark-resistant jumpsuits are gathered around a small table and a set of blueprints. There's a paint the scene question for you. As you drive past, and I think this is for everyone to answer. The first pole has been erected, and the first few cables are being connected, swinging loosely until secured into place. A single representative of the Wire-Bitten Child is also being raised up to the top of the pole. How can you tell they have been brought here as an unwilling sacrifice?
Oh man.
All the screaming.
Help, I'm being unwillingly brought to be a sacrifice.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I don't think that person volunteered.
I don't know.
Let me down. Don't put me up here. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
And
Scene
the
painted.
the child's arms are fusing repeatedly to the pole.
Mm.
The child keeps ripping them off and then
Ouch.
Oh.
back on.
Like, gee,
They have their-
way to make it dark. Like,
Yeah,
They have their pajamas still on.
Oh, pajamas.
Little bunny slippers.
Mm.
This scene's too dark for us. We close our eyes and drive on.
And run into
Why
the
can't it be
pole.
another car in a tree?
There's also a recall a time question here for each person that you can discuss amongst yourselves to get the benefits of the journey move, and that is, when did you witness your first sacrifice? So you see that as you drive through, and car talk.
I feel like I've got a hit of something like fairly surprisingly recent for Hugh. And I'm imagining some like essentially guru of the wax, what is it, wax and scrivener?
Mhm.
Kind of in an isolated place. Kind of like the place at the top of a mountain where you associate like the classic guru to be in jokes and cartoons. But yeah, I think it's somewhere natural, and you see an old man who probably looks like you writing like page after page, and there's just a pile of pages behind him, and he sort of finishes the last one, and maybe the pages aren't behind him, but he's writing one page, and then the wind catches it and it drifts away, and like it's basically like he got snapped in the Avengers universe. Like he turns into faded crumbs of paper that trail after it into the sky.
And you saw this?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Is this Is this? Are we actually telling each other this in a car? Or is this something we saw and it's not necessarily we or something relating to each other in character?
This is probably something you're relating to each other. Like you,
Okay.
you saw this and you're like, hey, I remember my first sacrifice.
Yeah, oh, that's nothing.
Yeah.
You should have seen when.
Yeah, I think Hugh probably relates that while trying not to sound like it affected him a lot, but he's kind of backed into a story that he feels very, very strongly about.
Who is driving?
Fair is driving. How is this possible? Right.
I love that you know that. It's one of my favorite references ever. Oh, but it's not me. I know in the past Hugh has been driving when it was us too. I don't know if it's, I don't know if you generally drive all the time or if that was just when it was just us two or not.
Yeah, I could see Hugh driving at this point and just
I feel like,
Not sure Red knows
I
how.
was gonna say, like every once in a while, Ren like maybe makes a move to the front seat, and we're like, no, 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 no.
Yeah, I think Red likes to like to sit there, and the people are like, no.
You're good.
reaching over to the steering
I
wheel.
feel like
I could take a. You want to take a break?
and all I think sometimes Zeph, if he gets too absent-minded, shorts things out. I'm like, don't touch the wheel.
We can't listen to the radio.
You will drive.
Yeah. Or yeah, it'd be great. Like it's like look, I'm driving, so the passenger gets to choose the song. But like, whoops, I shorted it, so we can't listen to your.
That's why we only get one station now. Damn it.
Oh, and don't forget to update your end of session questions if you have it.
Oh yeah.
I did that already. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I have a hit. That might. Impact. Sebastian. I think our dad was a follower of a construction god. I don't know. In my mind, I call him Stone on Stone. And like when we were, still kids, we moved to like the suburbs, and Dad was like, "Okay, great. Like our house is almost ready. We just have to like wall up some of our favorite stuff." So like some of Mom's sheet music just got like wadded up, and like, some, electronic speak and spell that I had, just got mashed into pieces and like sprinkled in between a wall, and then closed up. So I think that was my first sacrifice. Dad's like, why are you crying? And he's like crumpling money and putting it into the wall. Just to make the metaphor of homeownership just completely clear. Yeah.
I think mine was during a production, rehearsals for a production in a theater, and it was a very tense production because, needless to say, everyone was, we're fans of The Watcher, as we are. And as you have all seen, sometimes the Watcher speaks to you and tells you things, and the Watcher had in various ways spoken to various members of the cast and crew with the direction they wanted to see this show go. But the director of the show himself thought he knew better than the Watcher how this show should go. And during one night, everybody was on stage. Things were tense. The director had been giving directions and was arguing with like, I don't know that that's how we should go with this show. We all really feel it should go this direction, as the Watcher was like. And the director's like, well, perhaps I think my visionary vision, the Watcher will see in the end how great it was. And right after he said that, the roof of the theater collapsed, killing him, but only over the audience section. The stage was left intact, and that theater is now an amphitheater.
Did the crew intentionally sacrifice the director? Or was that just like an act of God?
No one's sure. No one took credit. So like, I think Sebastian believes it was just the will of the Watcher. But there are definitely some who think that maybe some of the crew might have helped things along. The truth is not known to me. I choose to believe it was a sign.
But we know that it was a sacrifice, since that's the story we're telling.
Well, I mean, I still believe it was a sacrifice, but I believe it was the Watcher. You know, yes, it was. It's what we all wanted. So it was kind of like, it was almost like we didn't tie him down and burn him or anything, but we were like, that's for the best.
Mhm. I felt the same sometimes.
What if it just killed them?
It was like a gift of a sacrifice. It was like, oh, well, that's nice. Everybody's happy, including the Watcher.
Did I ever tell you guys why I'm an only child?
I'm not even sure you ever told us you were an only child.
Well, I wasn't at first. In the Solomons come from worshippers of generational wealth. And in the olden days, we were able to get away with putting that upon others. But in these modern times, neighbors get suspicious of those who worship the god of generational wealth, and generations get narrower. If you aren't the firstborn, sometimes you're the one.
I think the car is really, really silent for the wake of that.
Yeah, this is like silent wrestle ride.
Somehow the radio is content as well.
I've shared, so I think Ren is like, I was vulnerable and brave. I think Ren is like in the backseat pointed backwards and is like, I connected with other people.
Nailed it.
And this was a sacrifice you witnessed.
Oh yeah, you want me to describe it?
Okay, that's up to you.
Yeah, and families that have a second child, there's hard decisions to be made. You want to get attached to them or get it over with early. Hank was with us for 5 years. It was nice having a younger brother. And then one day I came home and the pool was covered up. But there's nothing like that smell. Chlorine and death. I know it wasn't an accident. Because he knew he had to go. He always knew his destiny. And he never fought it. One day he just walked into the water.
Did you already have your very zen and comforting friendship with death at this point, or is that what started you developing it?
That was the first time I had ever seen death. I was not very zen and not very comfortable. I was 14 at the time. I ran away. I didn't come back home until our house was in ruins. Wow, I'm sharing a lot today.
Did
You
you
must be mad.
consciously make your peace with death, or is it more like a callus that formed over your feelings?
If I'm honest, the maiden is like a friend that you grew up with. You can't really get rid of. You ever like have a childhood friend and you're not really sure why you're friends with them anymore, but you can't get rid of them because they know you better than anybody else, and they also are death. And you always got to show up to their stuff, and they always show up to yours because you don't know what life would be if you didn't. Death is kind of like that. We kind of put up with each other.
I think Sir has very surreptitiously been jotting down some notes. Hmm. I keep my notes, unlike Hugh.
Hugh probably tries to keep stealing them.
He was like, "You want to burn those now?" I'm like, "No."
Why do
Burn
you
your
have
own-
that lighter? Keep your hands on the wheel.
Burn your own notes.
Hugh, are you tired of driving? I can take it a turn.
No.
How hard can it be?
Turn wheel left. Turn wheel right.
Yeah, there's 2 buttons. You're bound to get it right eventually.
Or left.
Just because I ran away from home at 14, didn't. Well, now you know why I never learned to drive.
Great. You can all clear a condition.
One time.
And
Oh,
get
I didn't
yourself
even
a
have one.
clue.
Clue.
Yeah.
Love
Have gummy
those.
fingers.
Probably for the Dusk Mother, since
Oh man, the
you haven't
steering
been to
wheel's
the
gonna be
floating market
gross.
yet. Leaving it all on the wheel.
Not my problem anymore.
The gummy fingers are because the wheel is now gummy.
Yes, bird.
Am I still blooming roses everywhere I step?
I hope so. Oh, and vine compelled.
And
Oh,
vine
those two
compelled.
go.
I'm hoping those will clear themselves. I cleared the other one.
I feel like where I step roses bloom gets cleared now that you've taken care of
Completed
down
that
there.
thing you
Yeah.
won't see.
Yeah, vine compelled probably stick around for a while.
That's good. That'll help me with my crisis of faith question.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Felt real good being enraptured by those vines.
And eventually it like
It's like a tight hug.
weakens to vine suggested or
Any ideas of a clue that you might stumble upon?
ooh, for the Dusk Mother.
Can we hit something with our car?
Oh god. Yeah.
Just not an animal.
A person.
Just a cultist of some
A
sort.
human being.
Man, why do we keep hitting angels?
Oh,
Thanks.
no. We
Let's
take
see.
care of our assignment, and along the way, the collateral damage is just so many.
And this is a clue.
Tracks.
This is a clue for the floating market, right?
Well, I mean, you could go on. You haven't been to the floating market yet, so it might be difficult to. But if you
Yeah.
want to, there's no stopping you.
What's the Dusk Mother do again? Large predator. Oh.
Owl pellet.
A giant pellet that contains a human skeleton.
Yes.
Yeah, mark it down.
Okay, one moment.
That's teamwork.
Is
Write it
that a
down, and it is
bolus?
true.
Is that the same thing?
It's what's the word for it? Because the bolus is inside.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the right word for an owl pellet? What is?
Oh, pellet.
Well, look it up while it's still a thing you can do without trash coming out of Google.
Oh, too late. It's already. Yeah,
I
Google
looked up like
automatically does
what
an
day it
AI
was
overview of
earlier,
it.
and earlier it was like Monday. Or I was like, it was like May 21st is a great day, and I was like, that's not what I asked at all.
Also, not what day it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Anyway,
tell it is.
Just owl pellet, right? I've never.
I think
known a
I've never
name.
heard it called
I was looking on
I feel
Wikipedia
like,
and
yeah, I feel like there's a name for
casting among
something
falcons.
like that, but yeah, I don't know.
Mouth poop.
Mouth poop.
Bleh.
Cool. So you have driven
Casting.
that for myself. What's it called? Silt versus. That's what it's called. So traveling along to the west, hitting the river, probably somewhere around Marcel's Crossing, I guess. But it's got to be away from civilization a bit because it moves around and it doesn't want to get caught. And basically, it's a bunch of. Let me read the introduction again. It's a fragments of black market divinities have been appearing among the goods sold at the floating market, a free-for-all bazaar that gathers at abandoned docks and fishing piers along the White Gull. While such gatherings generally happen under the radar of local authorities, the custodians have been informed that the goods arriving along the river present an increasing danger to the inland population, the important people. The Bureau report flatly states that the nature of the divinely afflicted wares being sold are not something that can be left to the greater Glottage police to handle, given a surge of recent corruption investigations. And there was a question that someone answered. Why do you suspect that no one actually intends to shut down the floating market, but that several groups are vying for control of the market themselves? Do you remember? I don't think I wrote down the answer to that.
Oh no.
Oh no. Does anyone remember what the answer to that was?
Can you ask the question again?
The
No one
question
actually wants to
is-
shut it down.
Yeah, no one wants to shut it down.
Because
why do you suspect
the
that? Yeah.
criminals go there. It's a honeypot.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right.
Oh yeah.
Honeypot for criminals.
Sounds like something I would say.
So the cops can't really do much about their market, but they can catch criminals as they visit and leave.
They also don't want them to go into the mainland.
Yeah, that was it. Like
Right.
keeps the criminals out of their other
Right.
areas. Like, yeah, they'll hang out over there.
They don't
Yeah.
want them in the nice parts of town.
Exactly.
Like where my parents lived.
Cool. So as you pull up to the last suspected location, it's a bunch of junks and barges kind of pulled up to this abandoned pier, kind of in the middle of nowhere. How much I'll add a detail to just like what it looks like as you approach this sort of like riverside impromptu flea market.
I think it's actually surprisingly nice. It's not like rundown, slummy, sketchy looking at all. Like it looks like what you'd see in a nice, like touristy area where it's like very organized and nice shops. And it's like, oh, this isn't. I expected this to be slimy and scummy and being worried about being pickpocketed. And this is not at all like that.
The only thing you're going to lose is out on these good deals.
They'll ship to your house too.
These
Yeah.
bargains are so
Literally.
great, they violate the laws of God.
Literally shipped to your house.
A floating ship appears at your doorway. Package from the floating market.
What was each of us are providing a detail about the
Yeah, just the detail about like as you approach, what does the area look like?
What do you think, Ampersand?
Yeah, I just want to roll with that and like a big gruff looking bouncer type kind of approaches us as we're approaching, but turns out to be super nice. Hey, what are you looking for here? All right. I can see you're new. Check.
Need a personal shopper?
Yeah, he does offer reasonable rates for being a
Mhm,
personal
mhm.
guide and shopper.
I think there's like you are here maps. Like it's really, really straightforward. And then like the you are here map, like you can see like the little dots
Nice.
moving.
I was just
Little
about to
Marauders
feedback
map
on that and be
action.
like, and say like, we each see slightly different things because we each only see our own dot.
Haha.
Oh,
And if you
yeah.
move to one
Like-
side or the other, like Rin's like,
Yeah,
And none of us know what's going on.
but like I can't see y'all's dots. I just see my dot.
Yeah.
Y'all see that?
And this immediately marks us as newbies.
You're right.
Uh-huh.
The
Somebody
fact that we're
does that
standing,
for
staring at the sign, doing the.
yeah, okay,
doing
get
a
over
bird
it
dance.
eventually. We hate being surveilled.
Everyone's
What is
rolling their
the
eyes. Newbies again, playing with the map.
what is the nice bouncer's name?
Oh man,
Carl.
Carl.
Carl, yeah, with a K.
Oh,
But he,
And he's kind of
he
set up
keeps doing,
at
like,
the
up talk. Like, it's all-
yeah,
aw.
and he's kind of set up at the entrance to the pier. In fact, there's like a little gate that you have to go into. Well, like that would normally keep people from like going out and like stealing people's boats when there were boats there. And it's not locked or anything. It still kind of swings open in the breeze. Did you drive through the night to get here?
Oh man, I want to say yes. So he was just kind of like scowling at the wonderful surroundings and
Yeah.
pushing through.
So
Would've-
it's kind of warm and
would've let
bright
you
as the sun comes
sleep.
up.
That would make sense because if we expected it to be sketchy, we're probably like, we don't want to be there at night.
Right.
Oh, probably would have been fine.
Yeah. And Carl is just like, so it sounds like you're new here. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Oh man, what have we been sent here to find?
Clues.
Clues.
Sebastian's very
you've
good
been
at his
sent here
job.
to find increasingly dangerous, divinely afflicted wares.
I think Hugh gets ready to be the one to answer and then kind of has just enough like self-preservation or whatever to think, "Oh, maybe somebody else should have this
I think
conversation."
Rin does step up and is like, oh yeah, I come from like wealth, so I do
Oh.
know how to like ask for the
Oh wow.
special
Mm.
room. Like as naive as Rin is, sometimes they can pull off that little bit where they're like, so if money's not really an issue.
And as you say, he opens his eyes and leans forward a little bit.
Eyes are paneled station wagon.
Yeah, and I think, but I think like if you look at
Like-
Ren, you're like, wow, yeah, you you are wearing a beekeeper hat and you have shawls, but like,
money at no object, meaning that you don't have any, or the good
just
way.
it just wouldn't be a problem. We're looking for something we couldn't get anywhere else.
Well, you've come to the right place. Pretty much anything you have here can't be found anywhere else.
A hot dog.
Oh, we don't have those here. They have those everywhere else.
I'm thinking. Hold on, let me see. This seems like a very good time for a spellbinding tale.
Oh no. Also,
Sorry,
oh yes, but
sorry. Can this floating market area also have like a Ferris wheel? Or I just feel
Probably
like
too mobile
too
for a
much?
Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Do you have some storage lockers?
No, this is not a bus station.
Don't want to keep carrying this.
Well, you can leave it in your car. I can keep an eye on it for you.
Okay, I've got a spellbinding tale. Got my spellbinding tale now.
Yay, story time!
I think after Tim starts over anything steps, I was like, listen, my good man, I'm just going to be straight with you. I've heard that the floating market is the kind of place where I could probably tell something like this and it will be fine here when other places it might not be fine. Let me just say, my father was of a divine sort, if you get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Of
I
course.
myself being half divine, if you know what I'm saying. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Now, the problem with being a half divinity is that unfortunately it leaves me with a human hunger, but nothing satiates that human hunger except for objects that are infused with, say, you know, some kind of divinity. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Was
So
your
you
father a
see-
god? Which one?
Oh, sorry, he doesn't. I don't like. I don't want nepotism to come into this. Look, all I'm saying is,
You're not looking for your father here, are you?
no. I just
Oh.
need divine objects to consume. You see, so it would be a steady stream of income if someone could hook me up with divine objects to consume to feed my never-ending hunger for divinity.
No.
And he just kind of sweeps his arm towards the entire market.
Wow.
Of course.
Well, but I heard that there were like particularly strong objects that I could get here. That you know, I know there's divinity everywhere. But I mean, I need something potent, my man, potent.
Would you like to make that roll
Yeah,
with
I will make.
presence?
I will indeed make
Yeah.
that roll.
Your presence right now is 2.
I believe it is. Double check that.
Funny.
So much scrolling.
Please
Yes,
don't
it
break
is
into the
2.
snack box.
It's 2. Let me see if I want to do anything else. So presence 2. So much scrolling. See. So yeah, just a regular roll. Let me check out. Do I got anything in my altar?
Bonnie's trying to help himself to some raisins.
Yeah, what the hell? Let's try to get back into embracing smoke 'em if you got 'em. I'll pull out my unsettling plague mask and being like, and also in return for your services, my sir, may I offer up this extremely rare artifact from the theater, a plague mask from the original production of Arielsmus in London in 1412.
When they had a plague going on.
Just for your help here, sir. And then now let me roll with advantage. God dang, I keep clicking the wrong thing. Stop it.
Make more things. Make more things.
Get back to the roller advantage, and then I'll add 2 afterwards.
Funny.
Okay, 3 dice, top 2 plus 2. How about a 12?
Ooh, how about a
Whoa.
12?
Oh my god.
We're getting
All
so many
right.
goodies.
You a god.
You told a story about your father before, right?
Not true in the world.
A
You and-
story? You mean, or what do you
Yeah,
mean?
you and Zeph had, there were some details about your family that you talked about before, right?
I had him killed.
Mhm.
Zeph doesn't know that. I don't.
Oh,
think.
that's right, because he disagreed with
Yeah, he
your
did.
mom about the theater.
Yeah, we
stuff.
had to keep theater on the down low. We did
Great.
that on the slide.
Do
Cool.
not get in the way of Sir Bastion's plays.
Your dad, what was his name?
Eugene.
Mm-hmm. Great. So would you like him to aid you in a task or provide a clue?
Eugene?
Yeah. No, the
Or no,
bouncer guy,
Carl.
who I have just entranced with my very unlikely story. My spellbinding tale. Damn, that's a good question. What do y'all think? Clue, or should he help us with something, like help us? So we're here to find the 2 powerful items that are happening here. Isn't that right? That's like the mission.
So your questions are
Oh, yeah,
this
let's
tab
just do
here.
it right now.
What you need to find the product that represents the most serious danger, and then figure out how to neutralize or take advantage of it.
All right, we have a contest where we do a tournament. Each item against each item until we find the most powerful item.
So
You
we
can
will
do that
solve
if you
this in
like.
log 2.
It's definitely a possibility.
So the top
Brute
question,
force
which of course is
search.
the only one we ever care about, is how can the custodians take advantage of the opportunities the market presents?
Yeah, there's that one.
So we haven't got any clues yet, so I guess let's go for a clue. That's what you asked, right? It's like help a
Yes, yeah.
task or get a clue, right?
Yeah. Let me take a look at the clues here.
Take a look at my clue, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
um,
Oh shit. I don't know. Mark's got to decide what was true about my story.
Yep.
I have a feeling I know where that's going.
okay, let's do this one. This is good. So the clue means that he is not going to be particularly helpful, but as he's, he does kind of like generally wave to the entire market, pointing out the various stores, the Salt and Smoke Floating Grill. If you're hungry, Relics Reborn. If you like antiques, if you have a problem with one of your items that you have, Guddler Croak can probably take care of that, and so on. CD Supplications, Revel Amongst Ruins.
He's giving us a script, isn't he?
Yeah. He's like, Jones and Company, Theological Containment and Dissolution Services. If you find something here that doesn't set right with you, and as he's kind of like pointing around and showing you like where each store is, but not being particularly helpful, pointing at any particular one, because he's here for the market itself, not for any particular vendor. If he was, he would be definitely shilling them instead. You notice he's got like a kind of patchy, not a short coat, but like a regular sized coat, not a long coat.
Not a cloak, that's for sure.
Not a cloak. Yeah, he's not that fancy. But you do see as he like gestures around behind him, he is carrying something under his coat. He is armed, and who would be good to ask? Probably Zeph would have a good answer to this. What about his weapon that he is armed with tells you that it is particularly suited to combat saints? It is an anti-saint weapon.
I don't know. Does anyone have any?
Yeah, or anyone who want to jump in.
Yeah.
Saints are like hollowed out, so they'd be missing.
Hollowed with an A, not O.
Yeah, but it's a podcast. I didn't know which word it was.
Yeah, see,
Whatever,
I thought that'd be hallowed.
That was, yeah.
like scooped out like an ice cream.
Hallowed
scoop.
versus hollowed.
They have no organs.
I guess there's
Okay.
there's no like god of hunting other gods, is there?
Oh, maybe there is.
There are actually, yeah, that's one of the
God
places
eaters.
that we're not using. Yeah, that's the beast that stalks in the long grass.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Could he
Yeah.
have that?
Season
that
2. That's
prayer mark?
season 2 stuff.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, he has a
beast prayer mark.
Oh yeah. Let me see. Let me get a few details about that, because that is fucking amazing.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, that's so good.
Was a follower of the beast that stalks in the long grass.
He might be. Yeah.
He's a follower of like the beast who likes to cuddle and
Yeah.
These are
the-
two backs.
the
The
chewer,
beast who cuddles under the down comforter.
the chewer of wires.
Yeah, he is.
Ampersand.
The beast
Yeah.
who rubs your feet after a long day.
So what does the weapon look like? Is it a firearm, a hand-to-hand weapon,
I think
something
it's
weird?
No, mace is what I'm thinking. Just like
Nice.
yeah.
Old
Yeah.
school.
I really want to add
In
a
my
detail
mind, I
here.
had thought of the
Yeah,
other
go for
kind
it.
of mace.
The handle of it has a series of marks along it,
Yeah, of course.
which
Yeah.
might be all the kills it's gotten.
Ooh.
Mhm.
That's all. Sorry.
They just
Yeah.
appear on the handle when he kills a saint
Oh
or
my
whatever.
God.
And it's a yeah, that's great. Carl has God, Hunter Mace.
We should keep Carl around.
And like
Carl is
the
great.
one end has like the kind of spiked flanges on it, and
Oh,
the
man.
back end kind of looks like a kind of like a combination like crowbar grapefruit spoon type shape of thing.
Okay.
That
They
I think
make
Yeah.
spoons.
Zeph recognizes something along these lines.
Slash sex
It
toy.
is clear that the weapon is also used to harvest parts from gods.
Wow.
Just for grapefruits?
Yeah.
Yeah, it means
So
it's
that's
functional and handy.
so
Like a
although
knife.
although Carl seems very friendly and a little bubbly, clearly like either if that is not his, whoever he got it from is a badass, and him having it kind of puts him in that class as well.
On the
Uh,
other
and-
side, in a holster, he has a grapefruit.
And that's clue. A side character is unusually
Gross.
armed or equipped with anti-saint measures.
Mm.
Yeah.
Shit,
Yeah, and he is clearly like the prayer marks clearly show him as a follower of the beast who stalks in the long grass.
That escalated very quickly.
I
Yeah,
feel like we've
and that's
we've
his
got
god carver.
this floating target thing solved. That's
we can solve it with one clue, right? Let's go.
yeah,
It's only -5. We can do it.
You just need one clue.
I feel like we pretty much know where
Oh
it
wait, no,
is.
that's right. We gotta have half as many as they do.
Oh yeah, this is
We
the
need 3
illegal
clues.
product that is the most dangerous. We just found it in one. Oh my God, Carl is the greatest danger.
And I was just looking.
Yep,
Well, is this
Carl.
one of those where we do any of the 3? They don't have to be like, or
No,
do
the
we
first
have
one
to do-
unlocks the
The
other.
The first
there
one
you go.
unlocks the
first
other
one
two.
unlocks the other 2.
Yeah.
Right? Is that always the case, or is that
No, just in these first 2.
Got you.
3. Just in these first 3.
Oh,
Turns
okay.
out.
So yeah. So we
So
do have,
far in the game.
4.
We
4.
have to
There's
do the
4
first
at
one.
least. Yeah.
And then we can. Got it. Dig it. Dig it.
Yeah.
With a
This is,
groovy spoon.
this is probably the least dangerous to you and the populist item. Most dangerous to gods, but for normal people, it's a boon. For sure. Well, not true, because to kill a god, you need to kill everyone that worships. Never mind. That's probably fine. Great. So any of those stores strike your fancy that you'd like to check out? Or if you want to split up and check out different stores. The stores named are Speedy Supplications, Revel Among Ruins, Guddle and Croak Incorporated, Relics: Reborn, Salt and Smoke, and Jones and Company.
No, is Salt and Smoke not actually a barbecue store in Austin somewhere?
That's Salt and Time. Yeah. I think they might have closed. I was looking for it the
Oh
other day.
no.
Yeah.
Wait, Jones and Co.
Wait.
He said was for something.
That is for theological containment and dissolution.
Sounded promising to me.
Yeah. This is great, and I know where this one comes from. Cool. Do you all want to go there, or do you want to split up?
I'm good. I'm good following wherever.
What's in
Hang
Relics
on.
Reborn?
I'm not
Relics Reborn is like an antique shop.
Yes, that's where I go.
Excellent.
sure. Okay, Salt and Time is still open, guys.
Okay, good.
Salt Time is still open.
Okay, what did I miss?
Well, as usual, Rin is wandering off and splitting the party.
Ren is going to Relics Reborn.
It's not my fault that
Um,
I'm not a good leader.
Bastion is going to, or was it Bastion or Zeph?
It was
going
Zeph.
to
Zeph
Jones and
was
Co?
going-
Zeph's going to Jones and Trick Co.
Just feel like we could get more done.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Not that I'm interested in actually being a productive member of society.
And I'm taking the car
Why?
back to the Dusk Mother.
Oh my God,
Clear that
again.
other location.
Well, we've
Another
got boats
condition.
here, so let's fucking go.
Is
I do
anybody
like-
checking out Revel Among Ruin?
What's
I
in
think-
that?
I
That
think
sounds
that's
cool too.
assigned
That
to you.
feels
Does
feels
inspired
pretty-
gifts for all occasions.
Okay.
That sounds like you. Little notebooks.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of like last episode. It was like good, like we're all together, we solved the problem. Like this episode, everyone go.
Split them
Okay, we
equally.
stay together. It works out better, right?
And Ren is alone. So basic.
Where is Bastion? Is Bastion going with someone else or going alone?
I don't know
With
what
your
Bastion's
brother.
doing now.
Or just hanging out with Carl?
Bastion was like, let's stick together. Where's everybody go? Hey, well,
Saw an antique mirror that probably has something weird in it.
is there like a bench nearby?
Yeah, you can just chill out on
You're
the
gonna
pier if
sit
you
in
want to.
the dad shopping
I wanna
bench.
watch. I'm gonna watch Carl.
Mm.
I want to see kind of what happens. to
You're
Carl.
in love.
If there's like, I imagine some street vendors, something. I'm gonna grab a snack so I don't look suspicious. Sit down on a bench, enjoy my
Giant cotton
snack,
candy.
and
Made
watch
of
Carl.
worms.
See what happens with Carl.
Can I get you to pick a number 1 through 4?
4.
Great.
That's how many cotton candies you have to
Fantastic. Yeah, that's actually perfect. Great.
eat.
We're at the half hour, so let's take a little break here, and then we'll jump into whoever wants to see their book
Shopping
first.
bags.
Cool.
I'll just wait.
shopping.
I'll wait here for all you. I'll wait here, guys. I'll be.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
Alrighty. Who wants to see their shop first?
I left Heath as the only one not eating.
My shop
He's not
is
even
Carl.
going to a shop.
I think we could see what he was up to.
Well,
Unless you
yeah.
have him, like,
Which one did you go to? Was that Jones & Co. or the other one?
the gift shop.
The gift shop. Oh yeah. Yep.
Reveling in the ruins, I think.
Great.
Revel among ruins. Okay.
This is a garish carnival booth perched on a dilapidated tugboat.
Hmm.
There's two like window stalls,
Hmm.
like the Lucy from Peanuts stalls. One is boarded up, and there's a handwritten list of everything like he's got on there. Some have been crossed out because they've presumably been sold, nailed onto that one. It's a huge range of gifts for children and adults alike.
Yay.
And as you kind of lean in, the proprietor trots up to you. He's got a jaunty cap with two feathers and absurd mustache, a garish tropical patterned shirt. I know who this is. He's just like, greetings, welcome to the revel. How can I help you? Looking for anything in particular?
Let's
I,
see.
who are you looking for a gift for? Maybe I can help you there. Would you like some Jolly Crunch Tooth treats, perhaps?
I think. Let's see.
Let's
Can
paint
I-
the scene first before we do that.
Okay. Yeah.
What makes you suspect that this shop is a vendor for illicit goods?
I think the tugboat has one of the prime positions in the whole place.
Mhm.
And it's a weird, like, the word is meretricious, I think. No, it's the opposite of that. I think it's a tugboat that looks really kind of scummy, but if you glance inside, you see it's like immaculately clean through the door he just came out of. And it's like very much putting on a show of,
Yeah.
this is just old-timey stuff. Nothing harmful here.
Old saloon.
But like they're clearly making, it's like either they're selling other stuff or this is just a front for money laundering. Because there's just too much money involved for selling the cheap things that they have on display.
What is Hugh's kind of like demeanor as you approach?
Oh man. I think he is just exhausted to a point that
yeah,
kind
and
of like,
good.
I think he looks kind of he looks equivalent to drugged and a little bit paranoid. But I think it's just the heavy sleep deprivation.
Yeah, and he like just shoves his hand into yours, introduces himself.
Yeah.
Like, glad to meet you, sir. Kaz Happy Feet Jr. Mr. Happy Feet was my father. Why are you so down, sir? It can't be all bad as that. I want you to cheer up a little bit. Is there something I can get for you here to cheer? Or maybe you like being sad. I can get you some sad joke books if you like.
Oh my god.
Whatever suits your fancy.
I'm trying to metagame some way to use insight usefully in this. But I don't think that's going. I think he's just like, God, I think at this point he's just like, what's in that back room?
Man of discerning tastes, of course. In the back room are reserved my products for the most discerning customers, and discerning, of course. Would you particularly fit that profile, do you think, sir?
Oh God. And he doesn't. So, oh man.
I don't mean to judge on appearances, of course.
Um, I'm checking this out for a friend at another shop who moves in higher circles than I do.
A friend in another shop here at the market.
They're checking out some of the other wares, but we're in the same.
Oh, of course. I assume you have a limited budget.
Mm,
If so, that's not a problem. I have wares for any
mean-
size pocketbook, of course.
I mean, prior to and this is just like giving up more information. Prior to today, I would have said very limited, but I think we've learned some things.
Mm.
And this is again more to himself. I don't know where the limit is.
Oh, well, if there's no limit, then I
He's
have
just, like
an
not even
unlimited amount of things to
he's
sell.
like fugue state right now. And
Can I point you in the direction of these collectible saint cards, perhaps? He pulls out like a little shoebox.
collectible
Saint
safe
cards.
cards.
Yes.
I think, and I think he's just kind of getting lost in the like legend of what he's saying about himself. Of like, I think they just want, well, they're a little close in with walking with death, if you, so I think any artifacts related to,
The Karen Maiden?
mm, I
Walking
mean,
with death, you said.
yeah, but I mean, we don't.
I
say it.
suppose there are many that walk with death.
But this, yes.
This my first ritual knife set. Is it a young lady or gentleman, perhaps? And it's like a like gaudy like curved
My
dagger
first
with like
snipe
like
set.
a big plastic red handle.
I think he's just like making like I think his brain is starting to seize up at this point of how to process it. It's like I no this they have a very specific vibe. Um they follow the old ways with the Karen Maiden, and I mean
Mm.
I appreciate yeah no yeah he's just kind of caught in not really saying
The old ways.
sentences.
So perhaps a shovel? I'm sure I have one here.
Oh my god. Um, yeah, show me a shovel. he
Perhaps
says.
it's just for a moment, sir. And you go and like there's a little bit of clatter inside, and he comes out with a shovel that has prayer marks up and down it that you
Oh,
can't
no.
quite place.
Okay, so I can't like do an insight roll or anything to get
Oh,
a
you
hold of it.
totally could do an insight roll if you like. If you would like to place them.
There seems a little harm in that.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Mr. Happy Feet, can I take a closer look at that?
Oh, of course,
Mr.
of
Happy
course.
Pete was my father.
Father.
Mr. Happy Feet was my father. Just call me Kaz.
I did not go to a postgraduate institution.
So you're trying to just discern what the prayer marks are.
Yeah, like what they do.
What are you afraid might go wrong
That's a
here?
good question. I think what might go wrong is that I somehow activate it. I don't know what it does, but I find a way to make the shovel do its supernatural thing.
It digs to the center of the earth and out the other side.
Are we does this involve God? It's hard to tell if it involves a God or not yet. I don't think it does yet.
Schrodinger's
So
shovel
I
thing.
think it's just
yeah.
from the janitorial closet.
Yeah.
So I think just a straight roll with insight, unless you want to add some stuff to it.
Okay, I don't. Let's see. Do I want to burn any of this stuff?
He just used it when he was building his shop, and now he's trying to sell it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a mystical shovel.
I'll just roll 2d6 plus 2 and see what comes up. 9.
9, great. You do it with a
Figured it out with a
complication.
complication.
Great. Do you figure it out, or does he tell you?
I think I figure something out and he tells me something. I don't know if those are the same things.
Yeah. You can definitely tell. I think you get kind of a little flashback to the hungering roots. This is definitely some like harvest or gardening or some kind of god related to agriculture or plants or something.
Yeah.
And as he so dumb. As he sees you peering closer, he's like, yes, I can see that you can spot a fine piece of equipment when you put your mind to it. Of course, you know, this is the verdant lumberer shovel, a follower of them. Like, it looks like a shovel for one person, of course, but one person alone can plant and harvest an entire field and seems like no time at all.
Is out of character, is the verdant lumberer a real thing in this universe as far as
It is now.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think at this point it's like, oh no, this can't.
Are you
I'm
sure? I
afraid
hear
this.
it calling to you about. You know what? Why don't you hold it and see how it feels in your hand?
Oh no. And Hugh, like a chump, like
You're
picks it up and
talking to the man who poked a
yeah.
who poked a shrine over here.
The surprise here is that he's not already holding it.
Shrine
He like
poker.
holds the shovel in a way that clearly indicates he has never dug anything in the ground.
He's like stabbing with it.
And as you do,
Oh no.
another man comes onto the boat.
Yeah.
Got clunky boots, and he's just like covered in dirt.
Yeah.
That kind of
and
guy.
he's kind of just like kind of hunched over, and he looks a little bit lost where he is. But
Oh.
it's almost as if he was like, you know, he's not hunched to the ground, but seems like he kind of wants to be sniffing the ground. And he kind of gets to you and snuffles up, and he sees the shovel,
Yeah.
and his eyes go wide. He's like, puts his hands on it and says, "What are you doing with that?"
He told me to grab it. And then he was already backpedaling away.
Immediately throws your new friend under the bus.
Yeah.
Mr. Happy Feet told me to grab it.
And yeah, he kind of gets in Happy Feet's face and was like, "I've been looking for this everywhere, finding someplace to put things in my angel pit. I ain't got nothing to put stuff in with." He's like, and they're like kind of like wrestling over it a little bit.
I love this.
Yeah, he was walking briskly away.
Great. There's a little tussle over Happy Feet's. Tussle with Hob. It's a great time to pop over to another store. Who would like to check out their store next?
I'll go.
Which one were you at? Jones & Co?
Jones and Co. Yeah.
Jones & Co. This is a large floating geodesic dome with prayer marks of sanctuary and containment on every surface, tethered at a distance to a repurposed Coast Warden rescue boat. And the scene here is, despite its humble appearance, how can you tell if the providers of this service are in fact quite experienced and competent in their work?
Sorry. Just to double check. So the bottom is a boat.
It is. It's a like a giant floating like ball basically that's tethered to a Coast Warden boat that's a little ways away.
Okay. Yes, I think each of the. I mean, despite being exposed to the elements, all of the not exactly all of the marks are very precise and like done with like the right shade of, ink or whatever.
Mhm.
And like two textbook specifications.
Excellent. Um,
How do you get into
Yeah.
a floating geodesic dome?
yeah, and it's got like an entrance. That's where the prayer marks and stuff are. And it's just bobbing along next to the pier. And you can enter it, and there are a couple of people here. Kind of one of them sitting on like a big like a big wooden chest, and another is on a rough stool. Um, the one on the chest looks up to you, and she kind of she's got like a long leather trench coat, shaved head, only one head, and you can see like there's tattoos of like stars or constellations on her head. And she has like a bandolier of like vials and like scroll cases and stuff.
Mhm.
And she is kind of like she got like hunched over got her elbows on her knees, and when you enter, she just looks and just like has like real crisp, like bright green eyes. Looking to get rid of something?
I take out a stick of gum and very casually pop it into my mouth.
Oh, the gum's
Um,
not cursed, is it?
No. Mm, what do I say? Yeah, and I know what you're thinking. Well, why is a bootlicker for the Saint Electric come in here, right? That's the question everyone always asks. What's with the tie? What's with the
What's the state of your tie right now?
uh what's the state of my tie? Lightly singed, I
Mm-hmm.
want to say, from, I guess, yeah, from fighting off that plant guy
Mm-hmm.
that time. Yeah, that's just gonna be a record of my my career.
Yep.
Yeah, but loose also, just like, yeah, just a little singed. Yeah, just well, I don't have anything against my god or any gods per se. It's really about how people keep using them, or I should say abusing, how
Heard.
how to get just a little bit over on the next guy. Uh, People here in the world are just happy to shove that next guy into the open mouth of the nearest god.
Shove him into what exactly?
The whatever, the meat grinder, the sacrificial hole, I mean, you want a litany of the ways we sacrifice each other every day? Just
You're not
to
talking about something in particular, are you?
no, I'm just monologuing in a more abstract sense. But I'm saying
Fine, fine.
this is the pattern you see all over. That that it's not really the gods' fault that we use them in such a way, except as soon as we give them a little, they keep wanting a little more. And there's always someone who's willing to just shovel in a little more. You know, it's
Looks like you've seen some action recently. You
I've
don't seem like the if I can be so blunt, you don't seem like the corporate type, despite
I bet that makes Zeph so happy.
you get it. It's oh,
do you have any ID?
I do. Uh, yeah, I don't make any move to show it or anything. Yeah, yeah, I've been around. I just helped pacify an out of control plant god, which wasn't really the problem. The problem was the out of control startup corporate assholes who just wanted more and more, who wouldn't be satisfied with just sitting under a nice tree enjoying the sun.
Think they'd be such a problem if they didn't have a god under their peel?
Well, if it wasn't a god, it'd be something else, right?
But
But it's a god.
exactly.
It's always a
So
god.
you're with the Bureau.
With the bureau. Oh. Do I
How
have
long?
ID? Like bureau ID or
They probably have like a little card with like a little hand on it.
is it just like you wake up one morning and it's like in your wallet? Like, oh
Yep.
shit. I guess actually like there's a flashback where we talk about how we took the job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When you
How
woke
long?
up that morning and
Uh just a couple of months.
How long do you think you'll last?
I probably got at least one more divinity I can help corral.
So you destroyed this god?
Gave him a new home. Gave a stern talking to the people who were misusing it.
So
I mean,
custodian,
it's-
what are you here for then?
Yeah.
What are
Sorry,
you looking to get rid of?
I didn't get your name.
Calamity.
Yeah. Okay.
This here's Twinge, and she points at he looks like he's sitting on it's like a rolling chair, like an office chair. He's got a captain's hat on, and he's like just been like he's got a little like a recorder clipped to his suspenders. Every once in a while he like looks at something on the table and like mutters a little description onto it. He's like kind of cataloging stuff or making notes about little items.
Is that this is in character. So am I talking to Calamity Jones and this is company or
This is Calamity Jones.
great.
That's Twinge.
Great.
And behind you is Red Gill. And you look behind you, and standing by the door is a frighteningly tall guy with like the description is knotted forearms, slick with oily filth, full face mask with tinted goggles, and a heavy tool belt. And he's just kind of like standing by the door, silently, completely unmoving. That's Red Gill.
Okay, that's a good
So-
company you've got here.
Custodian, what is your
What am I
business
doing?
here specifically? Are you looking to get rid of the box? Because that's not going to happen.
I am not.
Good. Are you
Uh,
looking to get rid of something else?
I am looking to help preserve the peace.
There's been no disturbance of the peace as far as I know, and if there is, Red Gill take care of it.
That's funny because I a little girl on the street at our last place told us that there was a problem here. No wait, how did we get this one? Oh yeah, no, it was through like a dead, like it's actually funny, like because a ghost told us there was a problem here. I figure the ghost would know.
Now I know you're full of shit. There's no such thing as ghosts.
Well, I don't. It's I travel with a Cairn Maiden follower, so I don't really get it, but
Mm.
but I believe it.
So I'll ask you one more time. What are you looking to get rid of?
My uncertainty.
Do you have that in your pocket?
Most of my pockets actually. It's kind of everywhere.
And she kind of squints, leans forward a little bit more. I can't tell if you're being literal or not.
I will lean forward and be like, neither can I. I
Well,
don't know.
take them off and let's see.
Also, here's the issue, Calamity. If you tell me that there hasn't been any problems here in the floating market, I can believe you, or I can think you're just trying to get rid of me.
Or both.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's state that as a given. You want to get rid of me. I understand it.
Look, I don't want to get rid of you if you're going to be a customer. If you're just here to give me a hard time, then I'm not going to get rid of you.
Right, that's his job. Yes. I am happy to leave. I just want to ask this open question. You seem like you are committed to a God, if not God-free, let's say God-light lifestyle. Yeah. But
I'm not under contract now.
yeah. But we both know that I don't know. Sometimes, gosh, why is everything I say not coming out straight today? Let me put it a little more directly. I'm looking for dead gods. I'm looking for dangerous post-god items. I'm looking for something that when you give it to a regular person, they'll start using it, and then they'll start using it on their neighbor. And pretty soon, your nice floating market is burned to the waterline.
Well, you came to the right place for something like that,
That's
but it's in the right hands, unless you think otherwise.
I'd like to see those hands. is what I'm. Okay. Well, I
Here they
should
are.
go now.
Well, come back anytime you want to get rid of something. And she pats the
Yeah.
chest between her legs.
Okay. Yes. I don't know if that's a clue or just
Nope, just
an
a
alarming. Yeah. Okay.
it's a lead for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Let's check out the antique shop, Relics Reborn. Relics Reborn is a shipping barge piled with a maze of old antiques, unwieldy stacks of crates and furniture, which vaguely resembles a child's fort or maybe a nest. Pieces of salvaged machinery, office appliances, abandoned idols. Paint the scene. How can you tell this vendor travels far and frequently?
Yeah, I think you can see like in the piles, there's like more recent things that come from really, really far away. Such as a really far away place that you might know about.
Yeah.
In this world.
Overseas.
Overseas. But you can it's like almost geological layers.
Nice.
But you can see they go really quickly.
And sitting on the sort of gangplank, just on the barge, in kind of like a deck chair, is the proprietor. He's wearing it's a very nicely tailored suit and like a Panama hat. But as you approach, you can tell like been wearing that same suit for a while. And he's wearing sunglasses and sipping some sort of exotic looking cocktail. And looks up at you and smiles pleasantly as you walk by. When he sees that you're intending to turn in, you can see his posture straighten up a little bit and his smile widen a little bit.
Yeah, and I think Ren is like looking approvingly at everything and says like, the one thing I never could understand about a fine shop like this is how you ever manage to part with any of it. It's like a museum. Do you ever just want to take pieces home with you? Do you ever just want to take the stickers off and not let anyone take your precious things away from you?
Well, my friend, this is my home, so they precious things stay with me for a little while and then they go away. Sometimes the most precious things are the ones that are taken away. Let me tell you that much. And he stands up, straightens his suit up, and extends his hand and says, "My name is Gibro Salesa. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance."
I'm
Pause,
Ren.
pause. Ren, lovely Ren. How can I help you today? He sits down his
Well,
cocktail next to his deck chair.
I, like many of my brethren,
I also, like many of my brethren,
sometimes when faced with the existential void of the world, like to fill it with things. But the
some
thing
voids
is,
cannot be filled, I'm afraid.
no. But these things are at least things with stories. They're not just tchotchkes or dicks. A thing like this curio over here, I bet it has endless stories in its wood grains. It almost makes you forget our own lack of free will. It almost makes you think that you have found your own place in this world. It almost makes you think that there is something worth doing.
Sounds like you have many troubles.
It's like no more or less than anybody else.
It sounds like you have significantly more troubles than anyone else, I'm afraid.
The way I think about it, death follows us all around. Just some of us are aware of it. Do you worship?
Do I worship? Some might say I do, but I might disagree with them. Is there anything in particular that catches your eye here?
I think you must know yourself the best.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know. Guess. What do you think
have
someone like me wants?
do you
What?
are you carrying the sack
Yes.
of meat right
Yes, that's why I asked for a locker earlier.
now?
It's not meat, it's a person. It's Lucas. The meat has a name.
um
Yeah, I think I have it like under an arm.
ooh, what are you afraid might happen? Or what are you afraid he might offer you that you do not, absolutely do not want?
Something that my family used to have.
Ooh. That's great. This is gonna be a veiled move.
A Solomon heirloom. Yeah.
A Solomon heirloom. Um,
Like a banquet table that has like my own etchings in the bottom of it from a childhood or
ooh.
something. I don't know. I would hate that. Plus, it's very heavy.
I feel like this is presence or maybe communion,
Mm.
but they're both 0.
Great.
Do you have an argument for focus or insight?
What am I trying to do?
This is going to be kind of like what he, your
Oh, he's gonna recommend something for me.
like what vibes you're giving off, basically.
Oh yeah. Because
For his
I'm
recommendation.
also. I mean, I'm not really trying to learn about this stuff, but like, I guess that would be nice, story wise, if that happened. I think Ren's just wandering.
Mm-hmm.
Ren often
you
forgets
all
our
are
mission.
trying to find something dangerous. So.
Supposedly. Yeah.
That'll be 2 dice
Why would it not
straight
be?
up. Unless
I
you
mean,
want to
it's for him that like he's reading me.
Yeah, kind of.
Hmm. Yeah, I think either presents or communion.
Cool. That'll be 2 dice straight up, unless you want to
Yeah.
change it.
I don't know how I could change it. Bag of feathers.
Bag of feathers.
Yeah.
Let's see then.
Cold read. Yeah, 5.
That's a 5. Great.
Do it.
He takes his sunglasses down a little bit so you can see his eyes. They're very dark. And like there's a little bit of smolder to it. And he takes out a pocket watch. It's not on a chain. It looks like it should be. And kind of holds it up to you. Closes it. You're not one of the river gods, people, or else you would not be speaking to me so plainly. You're not with the snuff god, or else you would have a better use for that meat. Your family. Ah, families like me. Hmm. And he motions for you to follow him. He kind of like walks into the interior of the junk or the barge, the junk on the barge. And as you're like how you described, there's the different layers, like the geologic layers, and it feels like you've been walking. Like it's a pretty good sized barge, but as he's kind of like leading you through this maze of junk in it, it feels like you've been walking a little bit too long, and the stuff that's piled up is a little bit too old, like past antique. Like now it's just like looks like it might have been fancy and expensive at one point, but now it's just kind of like rotten and decayed. Um, until he turns a corner and waves his hand and steps aside, and there is a wooden door in the wall of junk, and it is the front door to your childhood house.
Yeah, I think Ren freaks out. No. I can't go back.
Freaks out in what way?
I think like says like I can't go back there, but also like is reaching for it.
Mm-hmm.
Will he be there?
Will who be there?
With his lifeless eyes staring up at me from the pool.
And there's one way to find out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go inside. Yeah, I think I'm like screaming, but like also can't help myself.
Yeah,
Fine.
that's great. You're gonna start off. Well, you're gonna get a condition to start off with. You could also say a verse to bump this up and not be trapped in your childhood home.
Oh, forever or
Not necessarily forever, but it'll probably be bad for a while.
okay? Yeah, I guess I should say a verse.
Yeah, I forgot
It'd
when you.
be fun, but it'll be bad.
I forgot to give you. I forgot to give you your.
Oh yeah, I did a bad roll. I forgot about that.
That was a bad roll.
Why is
It
this
was a
going
bad
so
roll.
badly for me? Yeah, I'll do a flashback to my childhood.
Oh, you haven't checked.
We have to do these.
verses.
I
Look
know
at
that's
that.
what. Yeah, I'm just pure. You do them in order? I don't know how this works.
The top ones, you can do in any order. The verse of prophecy, you have to do in order.
Okay.
I guess some of us have been checking enough masks for everybody.
Wow. Yeah. Whoa, you guys have been doing it.
We're on our road to whatever eternity.
Yeah, I definitely want to do a prospect for my childhood, my first direct encounter with a god. I'm not sure what it is yet, so I'll just hold on to it.
You want to save it? Great. I think he's still so it's a success with a complication. And he still shows you the door. Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. So freak out.
And I think you're gonna still take a condition, like freaked out by the past or something similar to that. I think of a more poetic way to put it.
Family trauma.
Family.
Generational trauma.
Generational trauma. There you go. Put that on your conditions.
Funny.
And yeah, he's like, this is yours, is it not?
Yes.
But it's not for you.
But it's not for me.
No, it's not what you're looking for. Is it? You look
No.
to move forward. No?
No, this is something I've moved away from. Yes.
But she follows you. Yes. I see that now.
She follows us all, but some of us see.
She follows some of us closer than others. Maybe for you, I have something different. And he leads you away from the door for what seems, again, like a little bit too long.
Just a dick move, dude.
And he comes to a more recent stack of stuff. Kind of looks at you, sizes you up a little bit. And he pulls out a painting.
They're gonna be so mad at me when I bring this back to the station.
It's a landscape. It's like all like purple and black. Looks like some sort of river, with like a skeleton, like too many bones with crabs all over it. Like different weird shifting patterns in the background. Like, as you look at it, like different faces come up. And every time you kind of like make out a face, it almost seems like it gets pulled into the river. And he pushes it back. I have a collection of these paintings. You seem like you're drawn to the river, even though you're not one of his. Very expensive. But for you, only a little expensive.
Well, something being expensive was not usually a barrier for me, but you know that. What would I want to do with a painting? The type of art I make is it's on walls already. Like the brick is my canvas. What would I do with a painting?
You're a graffiti artist?
Don't say it like that. Make it sound dumb.
Oh, you're serious? Oh, amusing.
People
Oh,
make fun of you being a collector of old things people throw away. No, we don't. I was
no,
once civil,
nobody
man.
makes fun of me.
No.
And those who do not do so for long.
They just don't do it to your face.
Not anymore, they don't. They don't have faces anymore.
Oh, fun.
And he kind of gives a side eye to the painting.
Is that why you're trying to get rid of this?
Oh no. Some people just find things like this useful.
Oh,
I have many ways of taking care of my detractors.
Take it.
You'll take it.
Yeah. You seem to want me to have it awfully bad.
I know it is for you, but can you afford it?
Of
And
course I
he
can.
names an outrageous price. And whatever the local currency is.
Yeah, I think Ren's like, I don't ever really look at the prices. Don't worry about it.
I don't take credit, of course.
No. It shouldn't be a problem.
All right. Let me know when you have the funds.
Yeah, I got it.
Unless you would like to trade.
Well, I don't know what I would have that you'd be interested in, but certainly.
Seems you carry a heavy burden. Do you not? Wouldn't you
I
like someone to
must.
take that away from you?
No, of course I would, but I
Well,
must not. Just because you want a thing doesn't mean that it is what you have to do or must do.
of course. You can set down your burdens at any time. And he kind of like fingers through, there's like the collection of paintings and pulls out a, looks like a small watercolor, much smaller than the one he showed you. But the same like motifs and
Man is not a good salesman.
says, I can let this go for what's over your shoulder or under your arm.
What will you do with it? Will you take it where it needs to go?
Oh,
It would be rather nice to be rid of it.
I will make sure that someone who needs it gets it.
Well, let me
Um,
ask it. I think I'm gonna ask it.
Game mechanically wise, if
I think I
you
can ask it, right? I can ask
Yeah.
corpses. Yeah, I think I'll
If-
say,
if you
well,
tr-
if
you
Lucas
make
says
this-
they'll go with you, then they'll go. I'll let them go with you.
yeah, if you make this trade, you will not be able to complete this task.
I do know that. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I'm just
Just
trying
want to
to.
make sure that was clear.
I'm just trying to keep going through doors I'm not supposed to go through.
Yep. Lucas speaks in a voice. So your move is you can speak with corpses as if they were side characters. The dying can communicate with you clearly, no matter their lucidity. Lucas can communicate with you clearly, but her voice is very gurgly and gross.
But am I the only one that hears Lucas?
Yes. Yeah.
Great. Good. Good.
Yes, you are.
Good.
Yep.
Okay.
What do you say?
I think I just kind of turned to the bundle I'm got under my arm and I'm like, well, what do you think? Do you want to go with the nice man?
No, I want to go home.
All right. Can't let you take Lucas. No deal.
So it is. He slides it back in.
I don't really know where I would have put it anyway. I don't really have a house.
Let's jump
I don't
back
think the boys would want it in the station.
paste it on the back window. Let's jump back to Sebastian. Sebastian, you're just hanging out up front with Carl.
Yeah, my intent was to investigate by people watching.
Oh, yeah.
But, I also think maybe I could. My other thought is like investigate by talking to Carl, because I think like
Yeah.
not like interrogate, just having a conversation with him, because I feel like you can find things out. In casual conversation.
As you're kind of like waiting to make your move there, I guess.
After I finish my funnel cake.
Yeah, finish your funnel cake. As you're finishing off licking the powdered sugar off your fingers, a woman kind of like walks out of the market and kind of plops down next to you on the bench. She has she's wearing what looks like a like a 3-piece suit that has been defaced, I guess is the only way to put it. Like the lapels have been torn off. It's just been, it's like kind of like a yeah, it's just like fucked up. But it looks like it's been fucked up intentionally, probably by her. And she has a banjo that's stuck over her, slung over her shoulder. And just kind of sits down next to you, is like, whew, it's quite a scene in there, isn't there?
I haven't been in there, but I have to say, as a
You haven't been in there
connoisseur,
yet? Oh,
no.
you just waiting on some friends?
Yes, and just, taking in the scenery of the market's very nice.
Oh, it's a very nice scenery, I suppose.
Admiring your theater distressing on your suit. It's very well done.
Thank you. I got it off of a someone who doesn't need it no more.
Well, where did you learn your skills in distressing like that? They're almost undetectable. I mean, if it weren't such a connoisseur of theater myself, I would not even know that it was
detectable, because it's I don't want to be walking around in no fancy Politico suit, but it's a bit of a statement, I suppose.
And what is it you're saying?
Well, people that make rules maybe shouldn't be.
Fair.
This one
Also
sure ain't no more.
Bold. Oh, so that was someone else's suit who made the rules, you say?
Well, I'm sure he gave it his best try. The politicals, they can't get nothing passed through the.
This sounds like a fascinating story. I would love to hear the details of.
Oh, well, in that case, and she slings her banjo around to the front. And starts doing little banjo rolls and stuff. And she looks between you and Carl as she's singing this big old grin. The lyrics here are, kill the old gods, hammer a spike into their hearts, carved with a prayer to a new god you brought forth through your own tears, make them live and strive in obscurity, remembering your name and the countless ones before you with no voice left of their own. Yeehaw, bingle bang bing bangle, and along those lines. Yeah, basically and it's pretty clear from the tenor that she's singing with is not necessarily about gods specifically. Ironically, it's almost more acceptable to talk about killing gods than overthrowing the government.
I applaud, and I get you know what fascinates me about your song the most, though, is that don't you worry that while I take the meaning of your song beneath the literal words to it, don't you worry that the gods, they hear all, and that they might take that literally and take some vengeance upon you for a song about wanting to bring down their demise and their death?
Well, if I had to worry about every little god that heard me, I'd be doing nothing but worrying. Besides, they're mostly concerned about themselves. Unless you feed them, they don't pay you no, never mind.
So you don't necessarily, let's just say, for example, in a purely hypothetical manner, you see, I am a writer of fiction, so I might constantly mind going down storylines and things. Let's say, for example, were there a person who were dissatisfied with aspects of their faith, you think that if they were to voice those dissatisfactions in any way, shape, or form, that the gods might be too busy to hear them and punish them for saying such things?
I mean,
I've always thought anything you say, the gods probably are hearing. And
well, some god's going to hear no matter what you say, right? Just matters which one and how close you are to them, what they want from you. What's your god want from you?
Oh, my God's wonderful. My God's a collaborator.
Oh, of course. Gods are known for their collaborative skills.
Well, obviously everyone vies for the ear of their god, and then the gods only have so much time, so you just need to be the most excellent in your field.
Oh, God's got all the time in the world. He's got to keep their gullet crammed with whatever you can feed them.
It's true, true. Fellow
And
patron of the
whoever
arts.
feeds them the most is the loudest, I suppose.
And you, I mean, everyone follows a god of some sort, don't they? Don't you have
I
a?
don't know about follow.
Who do you speak to? And don't you have a deity who you talk to in your darkest hours?
What are you afraid she might answer? I have a bad answer lined up for you.
I think while I don't, yeah, I think I'd probably be most afraid that she would say the Watcher in that, because I'm afraid, like, oh God, she's seen through my ruse. I'm talking about me. It's my own crisis of faith. Yeah, she's gonna tell him.
I'm going to give you a choice. You can either roll and potentially take physical, like actual mechanical consequences, or I can just give you the kind of bad thing that I think might be fun.
Well, that's a tough call. What would I be rolling exactly?
Probably communion.
Let's, you know what? When you can't decide, you know what you do? You roll to see if you're gonna roll. That's what we're gonna do. 1 to 3, I don't roll. 4 to 6, I roll. It's a 3, I don't roll.
Nice. She says, let's see. She goes, well, I got a critics, of course. Can't criticize the government if you don't have someone to listen to your woes. Oh, Eugene, he doesn't care for actual sacrifice. He just feeds on other people's dreams.
Wait,
you know that one?
The god Eugene?
Yeah.
I've not. I would definitely know if I know I have not heard of a god Eugene.
You sure about that?
I think I definitely remember if I'd heard of a god named Eugene. Who are you?
Lily.
Lily. Sebastian Ward. That's
Oh, Sebastian Ward.
Indeed. You're a peculiar one, Lily, but I like you.
You sure you don't know Eugene? You look kind of like him.
I knew a Eugene, but this is all very strange. You see, is this a test of some kind? What's happening here? A con? What is it?
Oh. No, sir. I don't reckon it is. I'm sorry if I've disturbed you any.
No, I'm sorry, Lily. This is just very strange. I'm new to this area, new to the market.
Well, the market's new to the area too.
My mind is
I just came down to see what it was all about. It's a bunch of people peddling their wares.
Where are you down from, Lily?
Oh, just from around the corner here. But you know, I move place to place. People like me,
like the market.
Folks don't tend to get along, I suppose.
Do you know the song He's Always Watching from the show The Demon Baker?
Well, like a radio show?
No, a play, a theater play. I guess you don't know any musical songs then?
I mean, all my songs are musical.
Well, I meant from musical theater. So
oh, my no, world. I don't have a band.
Are you performing anywhere here, Lily?
I just did.
Oh, I mean, I didn't know if you had a show per se.
My life is my
Performance.
show.
Hmm. You have a certain magic about you. It's a good tune. It's a good voice.
Well, thank you.
Have you ever thought about performing in the theater?
Like inside?
Yeah,
It's too
I mean, the
stuffy.
theater always needs musical accompaniment for the shows.
Too stuffy.
Too stuffy. Let's say, but Lily, I'm gonna be straight with you here. Artist to artist.
Oh, you're an artist. What
I
do you
am,
think?
yes. Oh, not that kind of artist. I'm an actor, a writer, director.
Oh, an actor, writer, director, dancer, model.
That kind of thing, guys. Don't model. I've never modeled.
Well, he
Not a
should.
great dancer either. You're a flatterer, Lenny. You seem like someone who probably gets around here, the market. Probably sees things. You seem like you had a wily tongue on you.
I just saw a few things, but I don't reckon I'm going back. It's a little bit too hot for my tastes.
What's that? What's too hot? What do you mean?
Well, everything. I don't know how much you get paid in the theater, but being a traveling a little mendicant here does not really line one's pockets sufficiently to buy some of the pricier items in there. And it seems like
Oh,
most of the folks
sure.
in there are looking to sell their pricier items.
Interesting. What you heard? You see anything? You heard anything crazy going on around here? You got any crazy story?
Are you looking for a clue?
Yeah, I am poking
All
around
right.
now.
Let's do it. This sounds like it's going to be with presents, right?
Yeah, I'd buy that. I'd buy that for $1. The world. What you seen, Lily? Says 2 + 2. Unless I'm gonna do a thing. I'm not gonna do a thing. We're gonna just roll this time because that's what I'm. Well, I shouldn't. There you go.
That is a
That happens.
yeah, it is. That was with presents, though, right?
Oh, you're right. So it's a 7.
So it's a 7. All
I
right.
forgot to add my 2. Let's put it on there.
Cool. So you are going to
By
get
the
a
skin of my
clue?
teeth.
What clue are you going to get here? Yeah, let's do that one. She says, well, people got all their stuff out in various configurations and piles or tables or whatever. Every time I started looking at something, it seemed like they wanted more from me. And a lot of these guys are strapped for cash, of course, same as anyone else, but people just ask for more, more and more. And when you don't want to give them more and more, they try to entice you. Not all the wares are up front, it doesn't seem. They got, I think that's part of the allure for some vendors at the river market. Not everything has to be above the surface, if you know what I mean.
I do.
And she actually she puts her hand on your face and turns your chin over and points out one of the nearest stalls, and you can see them. It looks there's a small chest on the deck that looks like it's dripping water and has ropes around it, and the vendor looks up and kind of hurriedly pushes it over and ties the rope back to the ship.
Pushes it over back into the water, you mean?
Yeah. Keep the good stuff downstairs. And that is your clue. Extra goods is kept submerged in sealed chests or under weighted nets.
Lily, I very much appreciate what you've told me today, and I want to do you a solid in return, my friend. If you're, what's a city I've been to?
Glottage is the big city.
You're in Glottage.
Oh, big theater boy from Glottage.
Yeah, I'll write down like the address of the place that has performers. Like, go here, tell them Sebastian sent you. They'll give you a spot, let you do some performing, and make a little money.
All right, I think I will. And she like leans over and puts her arms around you and gives you a peck on the cheek.
Oh.
And stands up and walks off playing her banjo.
Someone right about that lady.
Yep. I'm going to remove an item from your altar. And that item is the cameo portrait of two actors who started friends and became rivals. That the camera shows her kind of like swinging on his chain as she walks away. Cool. Where are we at now? Where did we leave you?
He had started a fight at the
That's
tugboat
right.
and
That's
backed
right.
away from it.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to address that situation at all, or you want to check out another store or do something else?
Well, I think he's definitely going to go somewhere else. I could see him trying to find his way back and already being lost in even such a small place and just randomly ending up at another shop.
Yeah, I think you are you're drawn by the smell of the charcoal grill of salt and smoke.
Sure.
It's an aging catamaran with a charcoal grill and various soup pots mounted around the hulls. There's old flags from commercial farm deities hung all over the place. The Chitterling, the Tooth Egg, the Butter Princess. But none of those brands are being served here. Paint the scene. What modifications are in place that allow all food products to be rapidly disposed of in case of emergency?
Oh, wow. Rapidly disposed of. I think there are cables attached to all of the machines and probably all the storage. And like one end of the cable is attached to the device, the other is to a giant weight so they can tip it over.
Nice.
And then bring it back as need be. Cool.
And there's someone working the grill. He's a guy with a like stained apron. He's got like thin, kind of stringy, greasy hair.
Yeah.
And or her you can see as she like moves around, kind of like tinkling of like a whole bunch of different like wards and charms on her neck. And as you like look around, you can see the same kind of things kind of hanging from the rigging of the ship as well.
And it's all probably in its current state. Like there's something weirdly intense about all of the tingling sounds and glinting lights and things. Yeah, and I think he's just kind of like, well, this has been a dud in his head, and he probably just walks up to her and asks what they're serving.
Are you hungry?
And he just gives a curt nod.
Well, what's your favorite? Gives you like smiles for a big like toothy grin with a couple teeth.
Oh yeah. He says, I tried a Jolly Green Crunch Wrap the other day, or Jolly Sweet Crunch Wrap the other day. Not bad.
I can't imagine it was too good though. Okay, I don't go for any of those branded restaurants. For sure. This here, and she like jams a fork into whatever's on a barbecue and kind of like shakes it at you a little bit. She's like, this here's the real deal. It's locally imported, you know what I mean? It's kind of an acquired taste, I suppose, but you know, once you try something that is so full of life, You're never gonna go back to one of them branded restaurants.
Yeah,
I'll
I
tell you
think
that much.
Hugh is already like counting out money as she's talking.
All right,
And,
get yourself a godflesh. All right.
and
Um,
yeah, he kind of hears it, but kind of doesn't. It's like, yeah, I just need a meal.
yeah. And she takes whatever's sizzling on the grill and plops it into one of the pots that's kind of like hanging
Yeah.
off the hull, and then she got like an old chipped like ceramic bowl, like ladles something into it,
Yeah.
and hands it over to you and gladly takes your money. Um, the bowl is full of some stew.
Yeah.
It is. It's got like a. It's not a like a cream soup or anything, but it's kind of pearlescent a little bit. It's got that kind of like streaks through it. Um, and there's definitely like chunks of stuff, some vegetables,
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely some meat,
Mhm.
and I mean, she stirred it up, so it's probably just that. And the
Yeah.
meat, it's still squirming a little bit.
God. Oh man.
Um, do you eat some?
I think he's probably got like this is so dumb, but he probably looks at it, looks at her, and asks if there's cilantro in it.
Oh no! Oh, it tastes like soap.
And then he goes ahead and starts eating,
Um,
muttering about how he hadn't had a meal in a while.
which, hmm, what is the way to phrase this?
It'd be so bad.
What are you afraid the effects of this might be?
Oh God. Well, let's see. I think the way that she's phrased it is that it's instantly addictive
Hmm,
and that he immediately needs more of the god flesh.
yeah, yeah. Um, I think we're gonna keep it a veiled move. I don't think it needs to be God. So yeah, but I do think it is gonna be a roll with communion.
Okay. Let's see. Can I burn anything from my altar for this one? The ink blotter or the fancy arenarium spider enclosure? Nope, I can't square that circle, so this is just going to be 2d6 minus 1.
All right.
You don't want to give a sample to the spider.
Yeah, they famously can clean up soup.
Oh,
Get any
man.
bugs out.
I don't know. I feel like that's not a thing that he would do right now, so there's a 9.
A 9, that'll do it. All right. Cool. So, um, what does the meat remind you most of?
Oh,
Lucas.
oh no. I think, let's see here. Uh, Probably like cracklings or something like crunchy.
Yep.
And sharply salty every bit of meat in there is.
Yeah. Um,
And I think he's probably talking about how it's just nice to come to a nice down home sort of restaurant and have a nice normal meal.
hmm and
I've seen things and like
yeah,
I
she's
don't
like
know,
giving you
after enough of that, you just
look
want a
like,
nice normal bowl of stew.
yeah, like people do like this and eat it, I suppose. They do keep coming back.
And he keeps asking about different ingredients that have
Mhm.
nothing to do with the obvious questions he should be asking.
Yeah. Um, and I mean, by all, she is a little bit oblique in her speech, but I think it's pretty clear that she has someone who is supplying her with like bits of saints and or angels. Doesn't really ask
no.
where they come from.
Oh man.
Who
But they
might
are,
that
like
be?
you said, quite addictive.
Oh no.
And I guess you're gonna take the condition hunger for god flesh.
Well, there we are. Could have been worse.
That's your thing. Remember when you got it? You were also one who ate the meat pies.
That's right, yeah.
Oh man.
Always being a cannibal.
And I think he's probably like on some level. I guess isn't it right that we should eat a saint sometimes?
Oh, my thoughts exactly. You know, we God must feed, but
Balance, right?
so must we, right?
So do we.
Exactly.
We can't just give everything without. I mean,
Would you like another bowl, sweetheart?
of course.
All right.
I mean, otherwise the meat's just gonna go to waste, right?
No, it's not going to go to waste, I assure you.
Not here on this boat.
Of course, that's going to cost you again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark off 2 more gold pieces.
How am I going to buy an arbalest now?
But on the upside, your encumbrance is less.
And we
That's
just start easing it towards D&D over the course of the campaign.
2 gold pieces lighter. They can carry an extra arrow or 2.
There's one store that you haven't checked out yet. You can someone could go there,
Let's
or
all
you
go
can
there.
Kind of, meet up together and chat. You just hang out where you are. Go back to one that you want to ask more about, or do anything else. What do you feel like?
I think I'm continuing to hold forth with the meat lady about
Mhm.
how
The
this
meat
is right
lady.
and good.
I think Ren does leave the antique store, but like on their way out, like I forget the guy's name,
Lisa.
but Lisa is like, oh, by the way, and I think I'm looking for a clue. Did you put
Okay.
those people's faces in that painting?
Not all of them.
Well, if I said I wouldn't tell anybody, would you tell me how you did it? I think I'm looking for a clue.
Mm.
Just curiosity. Professional curiosity.
Ooh. Yeah, let's make that roll.
With
Interesting.
insight?
Presence, I think.
No.
Yeah.
God
This is why
damn it.
this feels like the all presence rules.
If you're trying to charm Mr. Salesa, it's gonna be
I'm
presence.
not
for
charming
sure.
him. I'm just saying, like, I've had some insight about your thing. Well, I didn't give him Lucas.
Clues ahead of time this time.
Mm. What if that feels like a stretch. I was gonna tell him about the compost dirt. Like trade him.
Mm.
I don't think he'd be interested in that.
He's interested in lots of things.
Well, it neutralizes toxins. I might be like, would you be interested in something that might keep you out of a poisoning sometime? You seem like a guy people try to poison.
Oh, you flatter me. Do you want to mark that off for advantage?
Can I use it? Is that too much of a stretch?
Yeah, if you want to give that, he'd be interested in checking it out.
Yeah, okay. So then I roll 2, but I take the highest?
3.
3, but the highest. Sorry, I'm still doing Slug Buster.
That is a 9. No, a 10. That's a 10.
10.
Great. No complications.
Yeah, now I get to learn how to take people's faces off. Or
That
get a
means you
clue.
get one of these.
Are you a god?
Slow tonight.
Or get a clue at least. Yeah, make that into a clue, Mark.
Here we go. So you asked him how it works. And he says, like, I know you're a person of means by blood, but such a thing is only learned through extensive and dangerous study, or alternatively, entirely by accident. I would hope that you would be of the former. Some of the faces are not, were not intentionally put there. Sometimes someone gets a hold of an antiquity that they don't know enough about, and the gods are capricious and take when they can. I've made it my business to learn and understand everything I can about an item before I take it. So tell me about this dirt you have here. What sort of dangers
Well,
does it hold?
it comes from a transplanted god. It
Naturally.
had grown too big for his britches.
Oh,
It seems like it might have some properties.
is there anything of this god left in it?
Oh,
It's a silly
yeah.
question. Of course there is.
It was a god of growing things.
Looks at, shakes a little bit, squints. I tell you what.
Although that is how we got Lucas here. So be careful.
Do you have something? No, of course, I have it. He writes down on a piece of paper two things. One is a name, Lightner. This man is a scholar. If you can find anything he's written, I would highly encourage that you learn from his misfortune. And on the back of the piece of paper is a location, which is a piece down the river. It says, when you've learned more, come to the next market. We will not, of course, be here. But you're welcome to return. You seem like you have potential, but one can only be burdened with responsibility or knowledge, not both.
Mm,
And the
Seems
clue is
seems I have stumbled into responsibility.
the clue is an invitation to the next floating market at an undetermined location along the river.
Yay.
We're in.
More shopping.
Yes, as pointed out in chat, you could attempt to answer the floating market question number 1.
Oh,
Which illegal product presents the most serious danger to the public?
it's that
Before we
face
attempt that,
stuff.
We are the
I've-
danger.
I feel like there's something that's urgent to Sir Bastion anyway. Probably not anybody else. I'm taking. I know. I've noticed my cameo has been lifted,
Lifted. Yeah.
pickpocketed, and shoplifted. That's what I was trying to figure out what I was melding there. Pickpocketed, shop. Friend, to help me, to help the country, and to take another saint off this godforsaken earth, and her name is Lily, and she took my locket.
All right. I was getting the stream back up. Stream
Oh.
back out for a second.
Stream
Missed
fell down.
all of that. Amazing. So you're looking to talking to. Let's see. Move here.
I want Carl to find Lily and get my locket back.
Wildly. So you're saying Lily is like a saint of.
That she is a widely known serial killer known as the Divine Ripper.
Okay. Mhm.
That
Divine Ripper.
I'm thinking is an actual thing in this world. So I'm well, it doesn't have to be, I guess, but
It could be now. Once you say.
well, that's what I'm saying. My
no.
intention was that that's a thing people actually know about, like Jack the Ripper, and I'm claiming to have discovered that Lily is the Divine Ripper, and by planting this locket on her, which allowed me to eavesdrop.
Got it. Great. Let's see that roll.
Can't use my locket because it's not on me.
Because it gone.
Uh,
Where's the roller? There it is.
I don't think there's anything else I can do for because I can't really. The small stitch root seedling, I don't really think that's a thing. And so I guess we're just gonna have to, go old school. Just roll it and see what the phone
Roll the
is.
presents.
I do get +2 of those. I got that going for me.
Which is nice.
No. Oh, 6, 7, 8.
7, 8. Great. So he will either aid you in a task or
He's
reveal
gonna
a
aid
clue.
me in a task.
He's going to aid you in a task. Great.
Getting my locket back from Lily.
Great. So she is the Divine Ripper. And she has stolen something from an ostensible patron of the market. So you're not going to go after her yourself. You need me to do it. And he kind of like his grip kind of goes into his jacket pocket.
Sir, look at me. Do I look like a man who could take on the Divine Ripper?
It's that girl that was here.
I know. That's how she gets people. You would never expect her to be a saint and a serial killer. She's so unassuming and unsuspecting. So many would trust her. You would never expect it to be her.
Sir, doesn't that seem like a job for the authorities?
Well, I kind of seemed like you just struck me as a man who gets things done.
It's true, I am.
And I thought it's the market. You seem to be sort of an official capacity of security for the market.
I am yes.
And this is of
see-
utmost security. I mean, who knows where she could be now? How many people she may kill before she tries to slip out of here?
You seem very distressed about this. I can help you out. I do have responsibilities to the market, however. So if I were to go after this Ripper, I would need someone to take my place here.
Whatever you need, sir.
Carl.
Whatever you need, sir. I am here to aid the greater good, the community, the market. However I can be of service. If you can catch this horrible person and get me my locket back, since it is enchanted and it cost me quite a good amount of money, and it's a family heirloom.
Of course. Well, the job is simple. It's just there's no admittance fee. If people ask if they need to pay to get in, just say yes and take whatever they give you. Otherwise, there's usually not a lot of trouble here. Some of the vendors take care of their own problems in different ways. I'm just here to kind of make sure that. I mean, you saw the fight on the barge over there. That's none of my business.
I'm also very good at memorizing, so I've already got your spiel down about each of the shops.
Great. She went off that way. I'll go after her, I suppose.
Together, my friend, we are in a worthy, noble pursuit. And I turn around and start giving his spiel. Come to the floating market over here. We got so-and-so. Hey, don't forget about this shop over here. And the spiel he gave to us when we came up and asked him.
It's a lovely morning in the market and you got a horrible gash.
Because actually, my personal ritual is memorizing plays. So I'm very good at memorizing.
Right. I think day is getting on. People aren't necessarily closing up shop, but the foot traffic is a little bit lighter. Do y'all want to kind of meet up out front, or do you want to keep on poking around? What do you feel like?
What's the other shop we haven't been to? Should we have a freewheeling conversation in that one?
Well, sure, Sebastian should probably be sticking up out,
I
out
mean,
front.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I can't go anywhere. If
The remaining is Guddle and Croak, the
Oh, that's the repair
spiritual
shop.
spiritual afflictions removed.
I
Couple of pox monks.
Couple of what?
Pox monks.
That was one of the faith sheets.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Pox
Yeah,
monks. Got it.
Yeah.
POX.
Wait, that's a speedy supplication. Is the pox monks? No.
Guddle and Croak.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that.
Oh yeah,
'cause
there's
it's-
also speedy supplications that has books and stuff, cards, gifts. What do y'all feel like?
I figure at some point people probably reconvene and
Yeah.
like this is going, and they're like, okay, should we go to this shop now? I'm like, I can't. I have new duties
Oh,
here.
Like we
You
come out of
got
the
a
houseboat and we
job.
like wave you over.
Yeah, I think I think
Come
it
over
cuts
here.
to us hearing like, you haven't, so you, do you have to stay here?
I wave y'all over to me. I can't leave this spot. This is my spot now. I have to stay. I have to stay here for now until Carl gets back. I've got Carl on an errand, and I told him I would take care of his job while he did something for me.
No
I
one
think
didn't
Ren
find
and Hugh are
anything.
arguing about whether a painting would fit in the station wagon.
I started
feel
a
like if
fight
we-
about a shovel. Don't.
Don't mess with me today. A shovel? I like shovels. Was it a nice shovel?
It had all sorts of like prayer marks on it. and it seemed
Oh.
You gripped it and you imagined being deep within the earth. I don't know.
That typical shovel stuff.
Normal shovel stuff.
I'm sure they have good stuff at the tugboat, but
Yeah.
you wouldn't let me see any of it. By the way, have you tried the barbecue here? Or the
Oh
stew
yeah, I
here?
suppose I would relate to you guys the clue that I found too. It's like, by the way, all these shops keep the really good stuff in chests submerged outside the shop.
Oh, I got invited again.
Nice.
And I might be an assassin.
What?
Main screen back up. There we are. Get everyone back in the right order.
Also, I'm very surprised none of us have done the like just one more thing.
Oh yeah, just one more thing. My wife really likes stew.
Curious
and,
that you said,
Oh,
I couldn't help but notice that this gob meat is
a little
made
bit
out of
chewier than normal.
gods.
So Zeph wanted to go check out Guddle and Croak.
Yeah.
Anyone want to go with them?
I have duties.
Duty.
I think you might tag along.
Bring me back another funnel cake. They're really good.
This is a pair of Pox monks operating a small clinic from their barge. Guddle is a person with gangly limbs and wrinkly face, dangling their feet in the water. And yeah, paint the scene. What elements of the Pox monks operation give it an air of legitimacy, if barely?
A ledger with all of
Hmm.
the all of their operations so that people can come back and check, like, oh yeah, no, we did that already, or
Nice.
oh, we came back, it went wrong, like here's a refund.
And I think they have on display a medallion from the holy monastery of, what is the city?
Glottage.
Glottage, yeah. Of Glottage Keep. Like,
Nice.
so it's like their endorsement sort of thing.
And as as you approach, Guttle, who's it's got these like linen robes, there's like fishnets, and he's got oyster shell necklace, and all just like very adorned. Kind of like points at you, like, I can see you're surrounded by evil spirits. Wait, or maybe God's got its hold on you once more, but we best drive that one away. Come here. We'll get you some. He like picks up like a bundle of some sort of plant and lights it on fire. He's like, let's get that rid of you here. How do you react to that?
Do I feel anything? No.
Not yet.
I take another stick of gum. It's like, yeah, thanks. I'm not actually here for that. I'm actually here to check. Oh, actually, well, first, did anyone come? Hugh and Ren? Okay.
2 days.
And I'm I probably backed a little bit away from Seth
Yeah.
when he was described as full of evil spirits.
Has Rin taken up another position by the gates with me?
Yeah, I think I'm hanging out with
Are you the other
Sebastian.
gargoyle now?
I like that.
Thing with his patter.
Like Sebastian.
I think
goes,
I'm taking
"And of course
the-
we have-" I just imagine the compare the interplay between you two, where Sebastian's pointing out everything and Ren's like, of course this shop will eventually decay.
That too will die.
We are the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern of the floating market.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say to Guttle. Wait, Guttle? Guttle and Croak? Is that it?
Guttle
Where's
and Croak.
Is Croak?
Croak's around probably.
Okay. Yeah, not here for that, thanks. Just wanted to ask a couple questions.
We're legitimate.
Oh yeah, I see the seal of the Glottage Monastery. That's
Yes.
actually the thing that I'm most curious about.
Oh, we got it fairly by the normal channels.
Right. Yeah.
And like as Go kind of like looks around a little bit, and within like half a second, there's this little like little steerage cabin on it, and the door opens up, and he's just got a larger guy, and it's got like a big old like wrinkled pea coat that's looks a little damp, and he's kind of like bulging eyes, and just like, what are you looking for? What kind of troubles do you have?
Would you describe this guy as having like an Innsmouth look, or
Maybe not all the
Not
way
that.
in Smith, but like maybe on the road. Yeah,
okay?
maybe down the road from there.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, he's not a fish person, he's a frog person. Yeah. No, we're good, right, Hugh?
Yeah, he was probably mid yawn and kind of nodding off behind
Yeah.
him.
It's been a long day. We're mostly just tired. But I was hoping, I mean, maybe godly folk like yourself could direct us to someplace we could sleep for the night. Nearby. We still have so much to explore in this wonderful market tonight.
Where'd you come from?
Glottage area, suburbs of Bridge and Tunnel.
Are you looking to sleep here?
Yeah, in your place? No, we couldn't.
On the deck, I suppose.
No,
And like as he's talking to you, you can see he reaches like back inside the door, You hear like a little, like, looks like he's reaching to it like some sort of bucket or something, and kind of like turns away, and you hear crunch, crunch, crunch. Wipes his hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm curious what he's eating. While we're talking, I'll just
Q
try to
probably
like.
asks.
I'm just like slowly inching away, and he was like, "What's that in your mouth?
Yeah, what you eating?
What do you got there?"
Food.
What
What's
kind
a
of
person
food?
normally eat? You can see like
Uh,
maybe like a little like a crab claw hanging out of his mouth, and like wipes away.
Q says, God meat.
Yeah, I had the stew over at Salt and stuff.
I think Guttle reacts to that. It's like, oh, I'm gonna need I'll teach you the chant, and we can do this together. All right. Well,
I mean,
I'm gonna need an offering to take care of something like that, but
I think
oh,
what would
shouldn't
I
have done
opt? Would I?
that.
Oh,
Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that.
What do
And
you?
he,
What?
he like goes back and like rummages around a little bit, comes out with a little glass bottle. It's like this will take care of you. It'll take a little while, but I don't know nothing else will. I
This is
suppose.
Miracle Max.
No, this is a miracle leech. Like shakes it around a little bit.
oh,
It's like you can see a little fleshy, blobby coil in there. Like, look, you take this, let it sit for a week. Well, you have to take the invigorating vinegar tonic to activate it first. Let it sit for a while, and then make sure you take the purging paste and bury it afterwards. But don't put it in the water because they can grow, right? You don't want
In the
that.
water. Okay.
Don't put it in the water.
mhm,
In the
mhm.
water.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting. So why aren't the marketeers killing you guys?
Who would want to kill us? We heal,
Well, yeah, but you follow a god.
of course.
There's kind of a general anti-god vibe in the market.
People do what they like. It's none of my business.
Hmm.
Everyone in the market keeps to themselves for the
Mm.
most part.
Mhm.
There's still the scuffle over the shell handling.
Uh,
So you buying or not?
well, Hugh, you need any help?
I'm curious to see where this goes.
A leech?
Yeah, is it more? Am I giving more gold pieces to get the?
I think this would be trading something
Yeah.
or an item or service.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I don't think Hugh thinks he has a problem right now. So
Suit yourself.
I want to. I don't know. Yeah. I want to make, yes, like, I don't know, a roll. I just like, yes, okay. What's my approach here? Yeah.
What you looking for?
I'm looking for information. You say everyone keeps to themselves. I say, great, let's keep it that way. And if anyone's getting in anyone else's business or killing anyone else's gods, like that's a violation of the market protocols, right?
Sure. I mean, Carl takes care of things when if something, God's forbid, gets out of hands. Um, Sometimes we have people that are a little bit too enthusiastic, uh, overreach a little bit, but it's nothing the Carl can't handle
Mm-hmm.
if they can't handle it themselves.
Yeah. Well, who's
And it's a
the?
tight community, so if someone causes too much trouble, they're not asked back.
Mm-hmm. They just you just don't give them the address of the next market.
Sometimes they just float away.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That goes around sometimes in close knit communities. So Well, just out of curiosity, who was the last person who maybe got things out of hand?
That sounds like a good roll.
Can I say? Oh wait. Oh, sorry. That's what I. Gosh darn it. Yes. Can I say? And you guys can talk to me. I'm a fellow follower of a faith.
You don't look like a pox martyr.
No, not your faith. I said a faith.
Oh,
I know what it costs to follow a god. I know what it costs. You know, you want me to sing a song?
not necessary.
That's good because I can't because I stopped taking lessons when I was young. You know.
Are you leveraging your association with the Faith Electric?
I'm trying to.
All right. So this sounds
roll.
like an information roll with presence and advantage.
Okay, I think so. That new what do they call these again? The new faith move I took gave me a +1 in presence.
Yes.
So come on, 3d6.
3d6 top 2 +1.
It's gotta be good.
Maybe.
I mean, statistically, it would have to be, right?
It's gotta be good.
Oh,
Hey, look at that. That is a 12. Fantastic. A 12 is good. A 12 is really good. Let me open up this other thing. Ooh, yeah. So you're asking who was the last person to be disinvited? Maybe. Crook goes back into the it's like I don't want any part of this, but goes back into the little cabin there, and Garl gets a little bit more contained, less kind of wild man looking. It's one faithful to another. No one else really wants. No one else will admit. There was there was a boy. Yeah. Came from the foothills. Wasn't a follower of a god. Wasn't licensed, but he brought back pieces of a echo saint from the caves. Seemed like a novelty at the time, but it can cause a lot of trouble. He's not here anymore. Tried taking his voice first, but you know how echoes are. They come back. He's gone now. Not coming back.
did he have a name?
Solace. Don't say that name around. You're finding yourself in the chest too.
Okay, one faithful to another. I'll try to make sure nothing like that happens again.
Shop's closed. Just like draws a rope across the gangplank.
Like I can still see you, you know. Like it's not like we can still talk across this 2 feet of water. It's like okay.
Don't make me tap the sign.
The clue is a missing child, which market goers refuse to acknowledge.
Why was he so worked up about me?
Are you starting to like tick out yet? Just like, are you like, hey, are you hungry?
Yeah, right. He was like, "Hey, Zeph, want to go get some stew?"
Yeah, he probably mentions it in passing at this point. I don't know how extreme it's going to be at this early day.
Okay, I'll offer Hugh a stick of gum.
Let's journey back to the Dusk Maiden. Maybe we should journey to the place with the stew.
um yeah. I'll do this last bit. I think we can wrap it after that. Sebastian and Ren, it's evening time now, and just as the sun's going down, Carl returns.
Carl, my good man, all's good here. How did your journey go, sir?
Well, I
Temporarily,
temporarily good here.
as all things are.
It's true.
Oh, right. Yeah, sure.
They're not wrong. All things must pass, good or bad.
I did find a few things. Didn't find your girl, however. I don't venture much past the dock most days, so I don't know the local area as much. There's some I mean the town's a piece away, but there's some they look like you ever watch any see any pictures from the war a while back? Concrete buildings, little anyway, there's a little concrete building ways back, 20-minute walk that way. It's got a door that's rusting off and the slit in it. Looks like someone's been living there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if they're there now. Didn't see anyone. There's no food out or nothing, but seems like they well, they had this. And he holds up a map of the area, and it's got like X's over not exactly a straight line, but like a meandering path from from a ways away to here. It's like looks like someone's been on the move, and
A serial killer would be.
the way the door's been looks like it got pried off. Maybe someone was after them or something. I don't know, in the woods. And this is a conspiracy clue. Evidence that someone was living and
Oh,
hiding
somebody
nearby,
rolled a 12.
that they're on the run from pursuers. Anyway, I thought you should know.
Thank you, Carl. Very disappointed I lock it back.
Well, you don't have to hang out here anymore. You're welcome
Thank
to,
you,
of
sir.
course. But
Let's meet up with them. Let's reconvene.
I think we'll close on everyone coming together at the car. Is that
I
cool?
had the best stew.
Good. Unless we wanted to knock out that
He has, like, a bunch of
question
jars of
thing
it.
real quick.
Y'all want to do a quick theorize, or do you want to save it for next time?
We do have a verse to catch up on, right?
Oh,
That's
that's right.
true. We do have an outstanding verse.
Oh, yes, we do.
Ren, would you like to, let's see, end of session?
Um, yeah, I have half of an idea of what this is. So it's the first time I encountered a god.
Mhm.
And so I think it might be related to the story of my younger brother.
First direct encounter with the god. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Rin was standing at the edge of the pool, looking down at the floating corpse, and felt that prickle on my skin that, when someone's watching you. That's that particular kind of prickle you got when someone's watching you and they don't care that they're watching you. Not just like a predator, but like something that's not worried about being hunted. And it was her. I saw her for the first time. She was coming to take my brother, and I knew what she wanted me to do with him. She wanted me to care for his body. She wanted me to lay him. She wanted me to lay him in his favorite field where he used to pick and make those daisy chains. That field outside back at the school. And I couldn't help myself. I did. I said the words. I tucked him into the dirt. I let him rest. I begged her to let me rest too. But she walked away from me. And I returned back to my family. Well, if I hadn't run away, they would have banished me because that's not the god that the corpse was supposed to be fed to. But ever since that day, I haven't really felt like I've had a choice in the matter. I wish she'd just take me, but she's still got work for me to do.
All right. Mark that narrated. And we'll do end of session questions starting with you.
Sorry, I got real excited and closed out my character keeper. I was like, done.
Boom.
Boom.
Man, ow.
I ran out. I did some things. Well, we don't know if we're doing the question yet, do we?
Well, that wouldn't matter because we wouldn't be solving the mystery.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
yeah, that would just be
We
one
didn't.
question.
We wouldn't be completing.
You wouldn't be
Yeah,
completing an
That's
assignment.
Oh yeah, this one's harder. Got it. All right, where's my questions? Okay. Did I engage with the god, angel, or other divine manifestation? I don't think I did. Finally, for once, I was vulnerable with someone. I think what I shared in the car. I was like, I'm making friends. And then I delivered that monologue, I think, to the painting guy
Nice.
about how everything is useless and people buy stuff to fill the void.
Excellent.
That's me.
Cool. Let's put them on your advancements, and it looks like you got an advancement.
Oh, sweet. I
Pew,
Pew,
do.
pew, 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 pew.
Who's up next? Zeph.
Delivered a monologue.
Constantly.
At least one.
Boom, done.
Yeah, I think that's what I got.
Sebastian.
I did struggle with my personal faith, and I did go out of my way to connect with the local community
It's
Oh, yeah,
true.
a couple of times.
You became part of the local
I
community.
did.
And Hugh.
I feel like I got kind of 2 half points that I'm taking as 1 point. I feel like he was kind of vulnerable with telling the story of the first sacrifice, and kind of falling into a monologue when talking to the stew lady about how it is perfectly fair to eat the gods. So I'm kind of giving myself 1 check mark for that.
Awesome.
Do you think
Go
eating the
ahead.
eating the
Move
stew
over.
might count as
Oh
engaging
yeah,
with
you
the god?
you
Oh yeah,
encountered a god,
You did
Yeah.
eat it.
yeah. He did. He eat,
Check
eat a
that.
little
and we
bit.
encountered your breath.
Cool. Check them off. Mark them over. And let's start with you. We'll go backwards and do stars and wishes, Peter.
Okay. Let's see here. Star for building out this exciting market for us to look at, all of the little places to check out. I love how immediately it was this surprise. Well, I love that we made the choice of making it a high class sort of thing, just because that was, I loved that variation in it. I'm continuing to enjoy, well, I guess star for everybody being okay with my character just causing chaos and like saying the wrong thing pretty readily. Um, wishes, I want to get better at keeping the session questions in my head. They fly right out as soon as I get started. And let's see here, star for everything about Carl. I love Sebastian winning over all of these side characters, just because that feels, among so many other things, that feels so in keeping with the vibe of this group. New character, new friend! And also a star for the mysterious painting. I thought that was really evocative, the faces getting dragged into the river. And the whole vibe of that place was really, really cool. General star for Nick on all of the monologues today. I thought they were excellent. Yeah, I'm trying to think of more wishes. I'd love to start in on the floating part, the floating shop market mysteries. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting a little more focus on where to go with the floating harbor or floating market. Yeah, so a wish is to solve the first mystery and kind of home in on something there. And I think that's it for me.
All right. Heath.
Yeah, stars as a group. Everybody's fun to watch. Everybody's different characters is so well defined, and like it's just fun, the different places it leads us all. Just, especially like I like when things like it's fun when we all have freewheeling discussions as well, but it's also fun when it's like, what are we gonna do? Oh, Rin's leaving. I guess we're all we're going separate ways. I guess that's what we're doing. All right, because Zeph is saying I'm going here. Rin's like I'm going here, and we're like, what do we do? We're all right. Okay, yes, what's happening? So that's like a fun type of chaos, and which then just made it easy for me. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I was like, I'm just gonna stay right here then. It's just like it felt natural.
Hang out with
People
Carl.
watch. It's a good way to investigate. People
Get
watching.
your shit stolen.
Get my shit stolen. Yeah, my wishes are definitely. I definitely think. I definitely think Sir is going to be unhealthily obsessed until we find Lily and get his locket back for multiple reasons. Just because that's just how he is. It's like, oh no, this person. We must. This is now top priority. Fuck our assignments. We got to find a person that pickpocketed me. Priorities, people. And other than that, I don't know if this really counts as a wish, but it was one of those moments. My conversation with Lily was just like, I just felt flailing the entire time. Like, I don't know what I'm saying, where I'm going, what I'm even trying to do here. I can find no direction. I will keep spouting words until something interesting happens. And so it's just like trying to figure out what I was even attempting to do. Was a bit of a struggle, but struggling can be fun too.
Yeah.
Go to interesting places, and Mark will always guide it somewhere
somewhere.
And,
Yeah,
Yes,
cool. Ben, then.
Yeah. Stars for everyone. I really like the that journey question we got.
Mhm.
That was a fun one to dig in, and it was fun to see how we all had like very different experiences of that. Yeah, stars. I think especially this episode for Mark for like populating this scene with all these NPCs who like I don't know. I kind of want to see them all again.
Hmm.
Yeah, I definitely was like, to what you were saying, Heath. Like, there's a moment there when I was talking to someone. I was like, I don't know if we're about to like fight or fall in love here. I kind of feel like it could go either way or both. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah. Yeah, stars for every character, both players and NPCs. Um, wishes. I'm just real curious to see. Like, this is such a different location.
Mhm.
Like I feel like the typical thing is like, yeah, like our first mission. Like we go into a town. There's something rotten here with a god, and here it's like, well, everyone's happy. Everyone's nice. Like everyone's doing okay. Like I don't know what the problem is here. And
I
of
don't know about
course,
nice, but yeah.
yeah. Would you say kind? Is it one of those like not
I'm
nice?
a mentor
kind?
now.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see where all this stuff will go, and what state we'll leave it in. Are we going to burn down more of this world? Yeah.
Cool. And Nick.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The journey questions are really helpful to I feel like I got more of a grip on Rin's backstory,
Mhm.
where I was like, and oh, I have a brother. Oh, I did. Um, and that really gave me more of a platform story wise. I think I also just stars for like what a great place. It was so fun to explore. You populated it really well. And we were like, we're gonna go see that place and that place and that place. You're like, okay, 5, paint the scenes, got
There
it.
we go.
Um
It's one to
yeah,
go.
I feel like we got a nice vibe of a new place that has a different vibe. Yeah, my wish is that I wish I oh I got so caught up in the world that I forgot both as the character and as the player that I have moves I can do. That I'm not just my job isn't just to talk to people. So I think kind of being more strategic with my moves might be one. And wishing for trying to see how we do this freewheeling discussion in these next steps. And then what is happening with the Owl Pellet Man.
Mm,
Yeah, that's me.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff. The the journey stuff was really neat. A lot of the journey things are multi-step, so you'll probably be seeing that location again at some point. Um, yeah, but it was cool getting everyone's kind of stories off of that. Um, splitting up immediately at the market, it was also great because you got to see like all the stuff immediately. That was really fun. There's a lot. I'm curious about. I'm curious if this assignment will change in the final version of the game because it feels like there's like a lot of things to see before you start answering the first question. But you can answer the first question real quick because it's just too. um, yeah, so that'll be interesting to see how that goes both with us and in the future. But yeah, it was fun to play all the different characters and kind of show off all the weird stuff. Um, there's still more to see, so looking forward to doing that. Um, using the personal moves, talking your way into uh, Ben talking with the pox wardens with your pox smarters with your new stuff. The the speaking your dead dad into a god, great move. Super good, 12 plus. Yeah, lots of fun places to go. Yeah, That's my wish is to go all the places and see how your answer to the question goes for that. Cool. Anything else?
I still want to figure out at some point how to use my new move of like writing something into
yeah.
about a place. But
Yeah.
I did like also that like my new move specifically is like specifically about a really unbelievable outlandish story, because in a weird way that makes it easier to use.
Oh yeah.
Because instead of having to come up with something plausible, it's like, no, it
Yep.
needs to not be plausible. It needs to just be out there.
No, she's the Divine Ripper. Can't you see?
So it's like really freeing to just be like, that's what you have to do. You don't
just
got to
made a
worry about like,
serial
is
killer.
this believable?
Yeah, you almost made a serial killer.
That would have been amazing.
Oh, and you got another conspiracy clue. So moving
Goody.
right along. Goody. It's gonna be a good time. That means I have to read the conspiracy rules and see how that works. Cool. Anything else before we say goodbye? All right. Wishes for the stream to stay up next time.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah. Cool. Goodbye. to
While
the
he was
internet
doing
then.
cool speeches.
I know. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.